I want you and that young man to tie that knot. I'm gonna pray for you. And I want you to hold on to God's unchanging hand, because he helped Joshua fight the battle of Jericho.
It's the
Yes. He helped Daniel get out the lion's den. He helped Gilligan get off the island.
Let me get straight to the business. Got them lions in the building. Why you lying to the children? Why you lying to the children? RIGHTEOUS. Man, you know I've been the best. Man, they know they no contest. Yahuwah, he do the best. We will not see you tomorrow. Cause you cannot go to Thora. All the sons and all the daughters. Standing all with big manodas. But my son, he made me Taurus. On that line, I'm still a Taurus. Karate kicking Chuck Norris, 4-5 on my waist. If he started, will not hesitate to get retarded. Oh lordy, he ain't got a PowerPoint, he farted. He's running to the hills like a Philistine. Jihad hitting Hamites with the guillotine. Situation turned up with the Ratchet team. JJ 7000 to the debate league. Yeah, I know them haters gon' hate me, but he won't debate me. Pistol off safety. He respond, come wake me. If I don't get up, nigga shake me. If he don't show up, then he fake G. I touch down and make these nigga nuts hate me. Dear brother. Balling and crawling all the way from H-time. Let me get straight to the business. Man, them lions in the building. Why you lying to them children? Why you lying to them children? You gon' cry, you gon' get it. Me, I'm like a frog, nigga, ribbit. Of course, it's in the spirit. I just got the Porsche, she can steer it. Michael got the raw, Shaq and Willie. Lamborghini doors, you better not spill it. Mama's high, say I'm more than just a villain. Mama's cry, arms open wide for her children. Suicide, immortalized as the realest, yeah. Black suicide. Let me get straight to the business. Got them lions in the building. Why you lying to them children? Why you lying to them children? RIGHTEOUS. Man, you know I've been there. Man, they know they no contest. Yahuwah, he do the best. Wow, what's that? Why didn't they take it over? Number one debate league, you heard me? When it's up, it's stuck.
In the building. That's right. Get out the goddamn feelings. You heard me? Come on in today and tap in. Tell a friend. Let the scholars get it in. That's what we here for. We here for the information, man. Y'all see the name of the show. The State of the Conscious Community, Part 4, examining the Boule. See, this is a problem in our community because we have these gatekeepers, man. These gatekeepers keep us. You know, you got the Jesse Jacksons and the Al Sharptons and, you know, the W.E. Du Bois type characters. You know, these people have been put in front of us because, you know, they protect the crown. You see what I'm saying? These guys are, you know, there's only a certain few that I guess the top people, you know, trust, and then they want to put them in front of us, and they're supposed to be the voice of us, you know. So a lot of this stuff is like, you know, to start off with in the colleges and stuff. So I want to get into some of that information. But before I do that, I got to introduce the queen of the Lions Den. I'm talking about Sister Karima. Go ahead, queen. Time is everything. There she go. Let me make my mic.
I know. You already know what it is. Like the information that's presented, please hit the like. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you ain't already done so. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, that's what's up. And yeah, if y'all ain't seen, this is the fourth part of the series. We did redlining. We did what was the first one I did? Redlining, post traumatic slave syndrome, and then we're doing this one today with the Boule. And I forget the third installment, but I got it in the archive. But yeah, I think some of these topics are very important for us to really examine and talk about because we're getting distracted. We're getting distracted with beef tube, and we're getting distracted with all this doxing and all that type of stuff. That's not the route. I've seen the direction where some of these platforms is going. Everybody's mad and beefing with each other. But if we're supposed to be, the conscious black community, it's about, knowing where you're from and where we're going. It's about edifying each other and building each other up. Sometimes you can agree to disagree. You know, I agree that we disagree. So what can we build on what that we do agree with? You know, uh, I don't know if a lot of people try to say the Boule is not real and it's made up. You know, and hold up, let me and it don't exist. But this is a secret society. So we got a couple of videos we want to go over. Let me just give you kind of like a backdrop of the Boule. So for those who had never heard of it, you can learn about it today because we don't ever talk about it. I mean, are there really gatekeepers? You know what I mean? And like the Tyler Perry's, the Boules in the music industry, the Boules in the schools, the Boules in the what do you call that? Hollywood. We would consider someone like a Oprah Winfrey, a Tyler Perry. Remember that one sister, Taji P. Henson, and she went through the things, but those type of people saying that, they were trying to underplay them. Monique went through it, you know. So we do have people that's trying to hold other blacks down. Uh, let me see. Let me get to my notes here. Let's see. Man, where that? Okay, hold up. I got a lot. Let's see. I want to talk about. I'm doing a show Tuesday. Mandinka Mali's calling out Judah Nazar. Can you prove that your biblical narrative is fact? I seen that little weak presentation you did, bro. I mean, that was trash. You hate Africa. How can you try to use Taharka to prove the things that Adam, Joshua did? We need to see proof of Joshua blowing a horn and blowing down the walls of Jericho. You see, we need to see, is there proof that a human being can live inside of a whale for 3 days and come out unscathed? We need to see Adam. Where's the proof of Adam and Eve talking to a serpent snake? You got to explain that. Are you saying that's a literal snake? Or are you going to go through some kind of other meaning that they use for the word? We need to see that Moses split the goddamn on Red Sea and everybody walked across the Judah Nazareth. That garbage, what you did today, was trash. You know what we're talking about. The biblical characters, the prophecies. Any of these prophecies. That's what we want to see, Judah. You got to do a little bit better research and better presentation to the people, man. That was trash. You had me all in your goddamn presentation today. And y'all lied. First, the debate with him and King was supposed to be on the 28th, right? So then Judah rescheduled it on his own for the 7th. So when we talk about the 7th, we talking about American time 7th, sir. So what they did, they tried to make it like somebody was running when King Seth had already planned to be there tomorrow on the 7th. We all live in America, so we scheduling for American time, not no goddamn Japan. And of course, OTK was supposed to do the show today. But I talked to him earlier, but his computer or something messed up. So now I started to slip Judah in to try to make like King Seth was running. That's a goddamn lie. You know of us, Arnetta. Because you said, I talked to you, you said, oh, well, I thought Monday was the 7th. Yeah, today's Sunday. So, we know what y'all doing over there, man. I know y'all can't keep the Lions Den name out of your goddamn mouth. The dude doing the debate can't keep my name out of his mouth. But let's get to the real information. Because like I say, I'm going to deal with him tomorrow. And Napai, you want to jump in with him, you can get beat up too, like I always beat you up on information. All right? Now, the Boule leaders, excuse me. Let me get to the origins of this, and then we're going to show the video, signify pi, and all that type of stuff. Let's see. History. Oh, here it is. All right. Now, yep, here it is right here. Now, the Boule is also known as Sigma Phi Pi. It's a secret society founded in 1904 in Philadelphia by Dr. Henry Minton and his colleagues, modeled after Yale's Skull and Bones. Modeled after Yale's Skull and Bones, ladies and gentlemen. The Boule is an African-American fraternal order that aims to bring together educated Black men and women. However, its history and influence have been shrouded in controversy, with some viewed as a group of gatekeepers who prioritize their own interests over the needs of the broader Black community. The key aspects of the Boule founding, this is what they say, the founding and purpose. The Boule was created to address the needs of educated Black men and women during the time of significant social and economic challenges. Its members aim to provide a support network and advocate for the advancement of the Black community. But as y'all see what I read earlier, it prioritized their own interests over the needs of the broader Black community. You see what I'm saying? Now, the structure and influence of the Boule has been a hierarchical structure, which members holding positions of power in various industries, including politics, entertainment, sports. Its influence extends to the NAACP and the civil rights movement, with some members allegedly working to undermine the empowerment efforts. See, some of these people were just like planted in there to undermine the movement. You see, these are Uncle Ruckuses and Uncle Toms and Uncle Bens. You see, these type of characters. Uh-oh, hold up. Lost my place. Hold up, y'all. Uh-oh. Hold up. Let me get back to it. Yeah, these Uncle Ruckuses has been sent in to distract us, to keep us, held down. Okay, now. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I got my spot back. Let's see. All right, where was that? Yeah. Yeah. So some members allegedly working to undermine the Black empowerment efforts. See, Sarnetta, this is what you need to be talking about, Godfather. Not all that other goofy stuff. You're supposed to be the consciousness king, the Godfather. Why ain't you Godfather in the community, bro? Like Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad said, you got to pass the torch, bro. You went from Malcolm X to goddamn Jesse Jackson. That's what you did. You went from a bullhorn to calling us African Americans. You know what I'm saying? From Jesse Jackson. Now, criticism and controversies. Critics argue that the Boule served as a tool for white supremacy, with members prioritizing their own interests and power over the needs of the Black community. See, this is the state of the conscious community, because we still have these Boules floating around undetected, because we ain't talking about it. We ain't pointing them out. We ain't calling them out. We know goddamn well Al Sharpton is Boule. Jesse Jackson, Boule. These type of characters. Candace Owens, these type of clowns. You see? So critics argue that the Boule serves as a tool for white supremacy, which members prioritize their own interests and power over the needs of the Black community. The society has been accused of elitism, with members allegedly using their position to maintain the status quo and prevent true social change. Notable members. One of the King Coons. The Boule has associated with prominent figures, including W.E.B. Du Bois, Martin Luther King, who want to integrate and sit next to him, eat apple pie, while Malcolm is out there being revolutionary. Then he realized at the end, maybe I had led us into a burning house. Those are the quotes of Martin Luther King. Then you got Jesse Jackson, Barack Obama. These are all part of the Boule. Bill Cosby. Some members have been accused of being more focused on personal gain and power than serving the black community. I'll be damned. Now, see, the Boule's role in shaping black leadership. So, what these gatekeepers do, the Boule has been accused of acting as a gatekeeper, blocking people, hating, controlling access to power and influence within the black community. Members are often seen as being more accountable to the society's interests than to the needs of the broader community. It's a damn shame. The influence on civil rights. The Boule's influence on the civil rights movement has been significant, with some members playing key roles in shaping the movement's agenda and direction. With all this goddamn kumbaya, we want to integrate and all that. When we show that we can actually do things by ourselves. Look at Black Wall Street. What's that one in Florida? I can't think of that one in Florida, and they burnt that down. We had our own type of individual communities, and what they do, they go tear it up and burn it down. Rosewood, that's the name of it. You heard of Rosewood? If y'all seen that movie, if you ain't never seen it, go check it out. Those are two examples of the community showing us have our own everything, own bank, own hospitals, own schools, own restaurants, own taxi service and bus services, all that we had. And this government, what they do? They let them come and tear it up. But we minding our own goddamn business. Why y'all hating for? Y'all don't want us with you. But then when we do build, here y'all come tearing it down, or you sending the Reverend Jesse Jackson type man to infiltrate. There's an infiltrator in every movement you got. There's people in the Hebrew Israelite movement. There's people in the black church. The Muslims got the Islam. There's somebody has infiltrated. Get your hands out my pocket. Call it a distraction. Have everybody looking over here when they do some wicked shit the other way. Get your hands out my pocket. Y'all remember that? Let's keep going. Let's keep going, ladies and gentlemen. Godfather, you ain't Godfathering, right? So I guess I got to step up. You worrying about a goddamn whack-ass goddamn debate over there and ain't feeding. What that presentation today was horrible. We didn't learn a goddamn thing. Nigga had memes and cartoons with my name in it next to a roach. I mean, is that scholarship? What are we learning from that? Not a goddamn thing. This dude's an idiot. Him and the pie. Jesus Christ is a serpent in the God. It ain't consciousness. Perpetuating elitism, the Boule emphasizes on elitism and exclusively have been criticized for perpetuating class division within the black community. This Boule movement, they're dividing us. Just like how we divided with all this, I'm a Abo, I'm a original African, no, I'm a Moor, no, I'm no Christian. I'm a FDA and I'm a BBC and I'm a GD and a Vice Lord and a Crip and a Blood. All of this is designed to keep us separated and not focus on what the hell they doing. But you don't want to listen, do you? You don't want to listen. Where's that message you used to carry back in the day with your bullhorn? This is the state of the conscious community. We ain't even focusing on what we need to do for mental health, for black empowerment. None of that. Because these guys want to argue every day. I was a part of it. I was a part of that. Arguing with them all every day over stuff. Man, I'm done with that. But I am going to destroy his information. I will do a presentation. You didn't answer none of the questions. King Seth asked you, how can you explain? You said you was going to be able to explain that this happened for real, that a person was in the well for 3 days? You said you was going to be able to explain these prophecies to show how they was real? You ain't did none of that, bro. You focused on me and the lions there and hating on us, nigga. Nobody in the audience was even rocking with you, bro. This nonsense. Except Jeremiah and Devion. Come on, man. They don't count for... All right. So let me keep going. Let's see. What else? What else I got? Before we show this video... Let's see. So these guys are sent in to, and really they're focused on their own interests. They're not really for the community of the whole community, And let me see. Hold up. I got some more before I want to show this video. Let me see. Okay. Phrase. Uh, and I got an article we're gonna read too. Just I gotta get back to my notes. Where that? I got so many notes. Okay, here it is. All right. So now here go ladies and gentlemen, here's some of the notable leaders of Sigma Phi Pi fraternity. These are some of the goddamn coons, y'all, that you need to know. All right. Henry McKee Minton. This is a registered pharmacist and second year student at Philadelphia Jefferson Medical School, considered the leading figure in this coonerism discussion about organizing the group. You see, you got Algernon B. Jackson, a physician surgeon, right? All these people had good jobs. They out that I guess they was better than everybody, and they make the decisions. And they're, they making decisions for us. The physician surgeon, writer and columnist who helped establish Beta Boule in Chicago. Look at that, Beta Boule. Edwin Clarence Joseph Turpin Howard. He got about 10 names. A physician and one of the first two black graduates at Harvard Medical School. So he think he one of them, y'all. Richard John Warwick, a dentist and graduate of Philadelphia School of Dentistry. So these are some of the guys, that they put in front of us to be our leaders, and now all the time they ain't really got our best interests at heart. They thinking about personal gain and holding everybody else down. You see, you got Robert Jones Abele, a physician and the first black graduate of Philadelphia Hahnemann Medical College. Eugene T. Henson, a physician and graduate of the University of Pennsylvania. Grand Seer Archons, y'all. William C. McCard served as the Grand Seer Archon from 1911 to 1919. Harry H. Pace became the Grand Sire Archon after Archon Alexander L. Turner declined to serve. Theodore A. Jones served as the Grand Sire Archon from 1980 to 1982. Robert V. Franklin. I know we probably never heard none of these guys, but these are the ones that's hiding in the mist. Served as the Grand Seer Archon from 1984 to 1986 and established 16 new Boules. See? Richard L. McKinney served as the Grand Seer Archon from 1986 to 1988 and established 7 new Boules. Herbert T. Miller served as the Grand Seer Archon. J. Ernest Wilkins served as the Grand Seer Archon. In fact, we got a guest up here. That can't be Israel Doctor because he don't like to be called Izzy. We got another Izzy in the building. Go ahead and introduce yourself, family.
What's going on? I got an echo. Let me refresh the page real quick. I got an echo.
Okay, brother. Yeah, come on back. I'll refresh it. How you gonna do it? All right. So I'm just kind of giving you a little backdrop of some of the guys that they put in front of. Now I'm gonna name a couple of guys who was against it, who was against the Boule. Hold up. Let me see. We know that Marcus Garvey was one of them. Let's read what he had to say. Hold up. Man, hold up, y'all. So then that one brother come up and speak before we show the video. Then I got an article we can read. This won't be a long show. Let's see. So yeah, man, we like I say, the important things we discussing the different things in the community. With redlining, with eugenics. The show I'm doing on eugenics and how it erase Black history. I'll probably be doing that with indigenous. But go ahead, brother Izzy. You got the floor, brother. I don't think I ever met you.
Yeah, I was just trying to make sure you hear me. I found out what was a problem. I had 2 tabs up at the same time, so it was like the echo.
Yeah, I do it every time. Go ahead, bro.
I haven't been on here in a minute, man. Just wanted to say peace and blessings to you, man, in the chat. I haven't been on here in a while.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I've been hearing a lot of things been going on. I haven't been caught up with the Sarnetta channel and your channel and Yara channel as well. Now I was just trying to ask what was going on, man, because a lot of people leaving and they coming in, and I see a lot of things change.
Yeah, I mean it's the direction that he's taking this channel. Like the young brother Jesus Buddha Muhammad. What did he say the other day? You inspired him, Sarnetta, to be a warrior when you had the bullhorn. You know, and now you taking the direction of really just not really bringing out that black empowerment that uplifting the people. All we do over there is argue and fight and dox
Yeah.
each other. And like I say, if you haven't been keeping up, this is the fourth installment. The first installment we did. What was he talking about? Oh man! Oh, we were talking about. God dang it! What was it? What was it, Karina? I know the other one was post uh, PTSS, post traumatic slave syndrome. We did that yesterday.
Okay. I see you was on it the other day one time too. You went off on about it was like something talking about when a person take advantage of a person and start with the R word they like to use. Yeah, I see you
Oh,
on that. Yeah, you came on there. You went off on that. I completely understand how you felt. It's a serious
yeah,
thing and that's going on in the neighborhoods and where people live at every day.
yeah, yeah. So I just think it's more important issues that we need to tackle
Yeah,
than 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 what we're doing over there right now. So I basically told them, I'm removing myself from over there, and I'm gonna focus on the Lions Den, JJ7K TV, and DJ Genesis channel. We're gonna be doing shows over there. I got a show tomorrow on Unbiased Sports, and he's gonna be we're streaming to two or three different spots. Now the show tomorrow will be kind of dealing with the information that the brother came up on the stage today and presented. I'm just dealing with information. I don't need to slander you. I don't need to lie on you. I'm just gonna deal with information and stuff that edifies. You know what I mean?
gotcha. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. That's what it's supposed to be about. Everybody learns. I learned a lot of things from side of the channel. I've been listening to dudes since like 2016, and I
Yeah.
was trying to find something that relates to black people. Our culture. Everybody, well, black people. Um,
Right.
Basically, just trying to see, people building communities, people giving back to each other, something like that in that lane. And I just like stuff I saw him like put out on videos, like talking about Christ and Israelites and all the other stuff. I'm like, dang, this dude bold, to say the things he's saying. And then, you got some people that's going against it. So yeah, I learned a lot from the channels, on this channel. Learn about the Aboriginals, the Israelites, the Christians, the Jews,
Moors, yeah,
all
the
the different
Moors,
Moors,
Islam.
everybody. It's like a melting pot over there. So he did pave the way for a lot of
Yeah,
people to have a platform too.
right.
Give respect to
And
that.
yes, he did. But now the direction of the platform is going totally different to me.
So where's it
So,
going? You see it? Where you see it going?
man, bro, I don't know where it's going, bro. To be honest, as far as
Okay.
like we're not seeing the same. The Sonnet that you seen with the bullhorn is not the same Sonnet that you see today. He older
Yeah,
now.
yeah, because he said it. He said it one time because he's not in the streets anymore because he's sick. Like he got like a health issue that's going
Yeah.
on. I saw him say it too. Hey, but I want to ask a question about it real quick. Did you whatever happened to him and Dr. Reggie, man? I heard he said that he didn't want to mention his name. I didn't catch on that part. Like what happened with him and Reggie? Like they still,
Him and who?
him and Dr. Reggie.
You see, that's another thing. Dr. Reggie was a main staple of helping you build that channel up on
Right.
the streets with you. But what happened was Natasha died. I'm just gonna be real. She done
Okay.
ran off everybody,
Wow.
and this is why you can't mix, your business with your love life because it'll be a conflict of interest, and then you got her up there debating and arguing with men, and then so she can be disrespectful. So if you give her back the same energy, now you're disrespecting his queen, his wife, and you shouldn't put her in the forefront like that because she could be nasty as hell.
Right.
You gotta give respect to earn it back and
Okay.
stop. So that's the thing is a lot of people are saying that she's messing up the platform. She don't even respect him because she'll mess up the show and then she'll go on her channel to steal the energy take it over there and talk about him like a dog.
Yeah, I seen it the other day too. She came in as his third channel. She was in there and she kept trying to like saying these things. She kept attacking him and the message in the chat, and he didn't want to let her in. And then she came in on the chat again. I mean, on the forefront, you know, what we on right now, as a different profile. So I was like, dang, what the heck is going on? Like, she must be really pissed. You know, she didn't like what he was saying. There was another dude on this page too. He was saying some crazy stuff, and she didn't like what he was saying. So long story short, she got moved off, went in the chat, and then he let her back in.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, she's basically, you know, she just gets in the way. She
Yeah,
don't know, be quiet. She has to be long-winded. She
yeah.
has to
Yeah,
confront
she cut the dude
Sarnetta.
off last time. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, she was wrong for cutting the dude off. Dude was talking, and dude said, "When you done talking, I want to say something." And then when he was about to say something, she came in and interfered, and she kept talking. And then she said, "Excuse me, brother, I'm speaking." I'm like, "Yo, you heard that man say that? That man said he want to go ahead and say something real quick and get off the panel." You know,
Right.
yeah, it happens. I see it.
Yeah. So, so Sarnetta, the people see what she doing, bro.
Yeah,
You see, and I'm just, you know, I'm just put it out there, bro. I mean, I ain't really got no beef with you at all. I
yeah,
really
I got
don't.
you. I understand.
I don't. You know who's in the way? It's
Yeah,
her. It's her. And you got this idiot up here, Judah Nazar's up here, who's threatening to kill kids and women.
man, I ain't
And
know that.
right? How you gonna try to come at Solomon and condemn him? But we still got. But y'all talking about protect the children, protect the women, and this guy's up here talking about he coming to the United States. He been saying that for the last 20 years. He coming to America, bro. Come on, bro.
Got you.
But you coming up here, you making video. I got like 8 or 9 videos I can show where he threatened to kill kids, Queen's Throne, unseen soldier, threatened to kill me, bro.
Wow.
You need. Then you run around calling everybody P files. When
Right.
you get mad at another, you call them P files. When you get mad in the pie, you're talking about her like a dog. And you talking about I disrespected your wife because I did a video told her that she needs to shut the F up sometime. That's minor compared to what this guy that you got on your platform is doing.
Right.
It's a whole collection of videos that we can show right now. And all y'all cutting up. All y'all acting mentally crazy. Even the pod gets up there talking about she'll kill everybody. Do we
What?
really need these people in
She
front of
said that
us?
too?
Yes, I'll kill all you MFers. I'm a god.
Wow.
That's a mental problem.
Yeah.
So we were examining the mental stability, the mentality of some of these people that's getting in front of us that's calling themselves teachers and leaders. How can we listen to you and you're mentally unstable? How can we listen to you? You talking about you want to kill yourself, Judah? And you thinking all these weird thoughts. And you talking about killing people, kids. And you got your wife panties on your head and you're wearing them. You're wearing them. You got up in front of everybody on the platform with them tight ass goddamn panties on, nigga. Them weren't no boxers.
Hey, who was the dude that came on the panel? He had like an African Jason hockey mask, and he was like, "Brother, I don't know who you are." He said, "Man, I don't know who you are. I don't know your name. I don't know nothing about you. We asked everybody who you are. He's like, I don't know who you are." And then he came on the panel,
Yeah.
and then he was like, "I heard you talk about me." And then he asked him a question, and then he was trying to answer him. He cut him off and then kicked him out. And then he went back to the chat. I was like, "Yo, who is this dude?" Too. I'm asking, like, who is this guy?
Oh, you talking about Psycho Atheist? He be on a Q Butter channel. He was dealing with the Solar Vision.
Oh, okay,
Solar
okay.
Vision. Yeah, he was a judge for Solar Vision Debate League. And Charnetta, I guess he's talking about, well, we don't even know you, bro. Why ain't you showing your face? So then I had to come in the chat. Well, bro, do you remember when me and Anonymous Hebrew was trying to set up a debate before Napa got in the way? And I said, brother,
Oh
if you're
man,
gonna debate me, look, I said, if you're gonna debate me, you gotta show your face. Here come Napa. He don't have to show his face. I'm like, whoa, chill out. The hell?
man,
You sound like a nagging wife, and you're not that to me.
yeah,
And it went left because she don't know her position over there.
Gotcha.
She don't know her role. You supposed to be a helpmate to this brother, not act like you dominating and take over. But everywhere you go, when you went over to Solar Vision debate, once you got access to monitoring or administration, then you start messing that up. You tried to come over here to the Lions Den, and the sisters back there ran you up out of there. You wasn't finna do that over here. So then, when I took you over to Sinetta, when I took you over there, y'all started dating or whatever y'all, dating. And so now she worked her way up to now she's in control of things over there.
Right.
So now she's trying to bring all her SBDL cronies over there. And what I don't get is them dudes were talking like about you in the par like a goddamn dog, trying to tear down your platform, and you inviting these enablers up there because they all know about Solar Mind. They do, bro.
I think that at the end of the day on that situation, she's gonna all it takes is her to just piss him off one good time, and then I think that's gonna be the end of it. I think he's gonna just cut off again for a while. They've done it before a couple of times on and off.
Yeah, but she's sweet talking way back up there.
I don't see Tazariak on that as much no more because he got his own channel now.
Yeah, you don't see Jabari.
Yeah.
You don't see Reggie.
Yeah, I see.
Pastor Bennett.
Yeah.
A lot of them. Yeah, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Because you're saying a lot of them not coming because of her.
That's a fact, bro.
Wow.
That is a fact. So.
Yeah, I haven't been on the on this in a while too. So I saw you. I got a notification that you was on, so that's why I just hopped in real fast.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Like I say, I don't know if he just wanted.
You still chat with Yara?
Yeah, man. When we cordial,
On and off.
Yeah, we cordial. I don't hold nothing against him. He said his guy gonna kill me. Yeah. I mean that these guys be throwing around stuff that sometimes it just don't be no coming back from. But I'm a forgiving person. So I forgive him.
So he said to you personally that he said one of his guys gonna take you out.
No, not his guys. No, not his guys. It's God. Yahweh gonna kill me.
Oh, it's God. It's God. Okay, my bad. I thought you said
Yahweh gonna kill me because I questioned the fact that there's some information out there that say the Israelites were at one time they were worshiping many gods, and right. Yahweh was a local storm deity, and he was under at that time El was the top deity. And I even showed information where it said Yahweh was his son. And then you get they worship Asherus and other deities, but they didn't want to deal with that information. They said Yahweh gonna get me. So and when it gets to the point where
not his true name anyway is Yahweh. Is not his real name is Yah. That was the name that he been called was Yah. They added that Yahweh later on down the line. I mean, I get a lot of that from the Old Testament Hebrews too. They study the name of the Yah. They call them Torah only. They stick with the Old Testament only. You talk about the letter J and Jesus and all that there, they don't want to hear that. They get upset. So I used to be on the Clubhouse app, and there was a group in there called Torah only, and they it don't matter how many times you talk to them about Christ, they don't want to hear it. They just leave it. They refuse to believe it. It's like, okay, so who is so where did Jesus like bloodline come from? Like, is it come from David? And it's like, yeah. Oh, is David supposed to be the right hand? And it's like, so which one is it? Is it gonna be David or is it gonna be Christ? And then they talking about Israel is gonna be like his wife or is it his daughter? Things like that. So I was like, man, it's just a lot.
Yeah, but like I said, man, I'm just kind of separating myself from what's going on over there. They can have that. Yeah, I did my work over there. I didn't debated everybody, and it's really these debates don't even bring us no closer to uniting. All they do is have us argue with each other. So, and my spirit told me Go
I
ahead,
meant to
family.
say this too. My bad. I ain't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you go ahead and finish real quick.
Yeah, my spirit told me, hey, just step aside and start doing some different, start getting back to some information that's going to help us,
That's
you
right.
know?
Nothing wrong with
So,
that.
yeah. So, the black leaders critical of the Boule is also known as Sigma Phi Pi fraternity and has faced criticism from various black leaders throughout its history. Some notable figures who have expressed concern or criticism about the organization including Marcus Garvey, founder of the Universal Negro Improvement Association. Garvey was a prominent critic of the Boule, according to historical accounts. W.E.B. Du Bois, a founding member of the NAACP and a member of the Boule, publicly defiled Garvey by calling him a gorilla. Now look at that.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, because like if you really understand it, the Boule people, they're the ones that are actually over the black people. They like them secret
Right.
uppity people, and they're the ones that
Yep.
make it hard for like a lot of black celebrities right now. They can give back. They can give back so much, but they can't because they got somebody
Yeah.
open. They got handlers. That's what it
Yeah.
is. So that Boule thing, man. Those
Yeah.
dudes are they worse than Negroes. You talking
Yeah.
about being house Negroes? That's what they are, like that, and 10 times more.
Yep.
Like they on roids with it.
Yep.
So,
And then they were modeled after the Skull and Bones, which is a secret society at Yale.
yeah.
Founded in 1832, is known for its influential alumni, including presidents, business leaders, and politicians. Uh, they have mysterious rituals. The society is famous for its cryptic rituals and symbolism. I remember the Boule is designed right after them.
Yep. Because
It got
they got them to keep their eyes on us so they can keep us in check. That's why we
keep us in
hard.
check.
Yeah.
Yep. They have alleged connections to power. Many prominent figures have been members, fueling theories about the society's influence on global events. Some view Skull and Bones as a networking opportunity, while others see it as a group of foster elitisms and exclusivity. So this is what the Boule was modeled after. And like I say, there were some people he called Marcus Garvey a monkey. Now the only one that would be cool with that right now today is Unc West and them. They say we monkeys, so they really think that's an insult. But back then we know what they meant.
Just throw that junk in the trash. That ain't true. That's the furthest thing from the truth.
Right.
Just being real. I don't. That's. And y'all had said something about it's an argument that the atheist people can't win anyways. It's I forgot what it's about. I have to go back and look at it again. But yeah, that's crazy, man. That's already proven that because that's the case. Then why we not turning the monkeys now?
Yeah.
Why we not turning to that thing right now? They do kind of look like they do have human features. The hands, the feet, the face, the nose. So I don't. But at the same time, man, that's crazy. They already debunked that.
That's crazy.
That's why it's called a theory.
Yeah. Shout out to my wife Jenny Hayes. I see you in the audience, babe. Steve Coakley. That's in the chat. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Steve Coakley, a conspiracy theorist and futurologist. Coakley has been vocal about the Boule alleged role in protecting white supremacy and perpetuating elitism within the black community. He claims that the Boule represents the weakest element of African people and prioritize personal gain over the needs of the broader community. Okay, the criticism of the Boule influence. Critics argue that the Boule influence has contributed to elitism and exclusivity. The Boule emphasizes on exclusive and high social status, has created a divide within the black community. This Boule is dividing us. It's not bringing us together.
Yep.
These are puppets for the white supremacists.
That's right. It's designed. That's why they say the system is designed for us to fail. It's true.
Yeah. Divided within the black community, with some members prioritizing their own interests over the needs of the community. This is the state of the black conscious community, part 4, examining the Boule. Also, perpetuating white supremacy. The Boule has been accused of perpetuating white supremacy. The Boule alleged role in protecting white supremacy has led to criticism that the organization prioritized the interests of its white beneficiaries over those of the black community. You got undermining black empowerment. The Boule undermines black empowerment. It don't encourage black empowerment by allegedly working to undermine grassroots movements, like what W.E.B. Du Bois just said. He's a monkey trying to impress the man. So it undermines grassroots movements like Marcus Garvey. The Boule has been accused of hindering true black empowerment and self-determination. You see, and then Karima, if you want, we can show one of the videos I got going, and then I can also I get into this article, the Boule Society and the heist of the black community. So, if Karima, you there? But yeah, that's kind of what some of the things that we need to talk about and just kind of show the community. I mean, it's mentioned, and a lot of people say, "Oh, that don't exist. The black Boule don't exist." Blah blah blah. Here we go. So hit what they call that. This is for educational purposes. You might want to put up the disclaimer, Karima, before we start. The Black Boule, the secret gatekeepers of Black America. This is what we're going to be talking about. The Prince Hall Freemasons, the unseen hand of the Black America, and the Black Church. You know, I think it's a pretty interesting video that, you know, this is the direction that we at the line.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna check this out. If you need me to stop the video, Izzy, if you want to say something, you know, make.
Yeah. The floor is yours.
Okay. No, I'm just saying. I know you're more than welcome. Saying when the video go, you know, if you. All right, hold on. Let me talk about that for a second. You're more than welcome, brother.
Okay.
I just keep it going.
Just want to say thank you real quick and appreciate it, man.
All right, man. I appreciate you, man, popping up back up on me. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I keep an eye on everybody. All right, man. You have a good one.
All right, family. Yeah, you can stay up if you want. You can stay up, or you can, you know, you're welcome to hang out anytime you want. Yeah.
Appreciate it, man.
All right. Let's get it, Karim.
Yeah, I'm gonna be away for a little bit.
Is it loading up? Yeah, man. Y'all hit that like, share, subscribe, man. We over here. We finna bring out. There we go. Yeah.
Which is why I made that video first. And then you really can't understand the Divine Nine without understanding Prince Hall Freemasonry.
Yeah, I don't think we can hear it. Man, the last couple of days, man, the StreamYard has not been really wanting to play the
before I get into the breakdown of what the Black Boule is,
there we go.
We need to go back in time. Let's go back to the times of slavery. During the times of slavery, we had plantations. This was large farms in the colonies of America that used the enforced labor of slaves to harvest crops like cotton, rice, indigo, sugar, tobacco, and other farm produce for trade and export around the world. This trade and export was how America was built. On this plantation, we had two different classes or groups of people. We had the masters and the slaves. There was no crossing between these classes. A master never became a slave, and a slave never became a master. Well, that's not entirely true. Eventually, there were slaves that became slave owners, but I don't want to get off point. I'm not going to talk much about the masters, but more about the slaves. To keep the slaves in line, and know exactly what the slaves were thinking or plotting, the masters, they needed help. They needed allies within the slaves. So in the slave class, there was two other classes that were created. There were the regular slaves and then the house slaves. The house Negroes, which really is known by another word that I will not use. The house slaves were taken in the house, given better food and accommodations. They were treated better and were more aligned with the slave masters than they were with their own people. They were used by the slave masters to keep the slaves in line. The slave masters might not have been able to keep the slaves in line without the house slaves. It even became a goal for some of the slaves to be able to come inside and become house slaves themselves. Now, on top of that, the slave masters would also have babies with the house slaves. Those children would never be equal, but they were not the bottom class slaves that had nothing and had to work outside eating the scraps. I think you get the picture. And I think for the most part, everyone should understand what the house slaves were. Now, here's the question I want you to think about. After slavery, and after they reprogrammed the slaves to believe that they were free, do you think that the position of house slave went away? Do you think that slave masters, those that were running and building this country, do you think that they did away with this house slave position that allowed them to keep tabs and control of the Negro community by just controlling a small few of them? The answer should be no. But here's the problem. Whether you ever thought about that question or not, you probably have not been exposed to the how. You might just call out a few names that you've seen on television that were obviously cooning and say that's what a modern house slave is. But you probably still have not been fully exposed to the real answer. And that's what we're going to talk about. Here's the irony, though, in obvious reprogramming of today. During the times of slavery, though there were a few slaves that wanted to become house slaves, the majority of the slaves, they despised the house slaves. They did not trust them or like them. Fast forward to our current modern times. Today, we praise the house slaves, and they are now our heroes. It's because we have been reprogrammed and reconditioned to love and accept our chains. And our goals are now to get in the house instead of breaking free. Now, if you watched the video that broke down Prince Hall Freemasonry, you already have a good understanding of how the separation began and was started. But it did not stop at Prince Hall Freemasonry. Within the ranks of the Masons were an educated, bourgeois class of black men that looked at themselves as elite compared to the rest of the other Masons. They wanted to be separated and distinguished from all the other Masons. And the ruling class of America, the elite families that are still the unseen hand of this world, they needed a source of recruitable Negroes to assist them with their plan to assimilate the Negroes into this new world that they were building. So there was a new subsection of the underground world of Negroes that was made to be the gatekeepers of Black America. On their website, they say this about themselves. Sigma Pi Phi fraternity is also known as the Boule, which in ancient Greece was a council of chiefs. The meaning of the words Sigma Pi Phi, the titles given to its members and their wives, its officers, and the names of its local units are derived from Greek history and tradition as well. In its early years, Sigma Pi Phi could be viewed as a secret organization that consciously avoided publicity. It was not until 1982 that the fraternity adopted a policy of limited and selective publicity. Although no longer secret, today it can be described as a fraternity that exists with little fanfare and one that actively seeks to improve the lives of the citizens in the communities in which members are associated through its social action and public policy programs and initiatives. From its founding in 1904 with 6 members in the city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Sigma Pi Phi fraternity has deliberately grown slowly, as the emphasis has always been on quality and not quantity. Yet, it currently has nearly 5,000 active members who are affiliated with 134 member Boules in cities across the breadth of this nation and in Nassau, the Bahamas, and London, the United Kingdom. It has welcomed and continues to welcome into its fraternal bond some of the most distinguished men in the world. Its members have included such men as W.E.B. Du Bois, Carter G. Woodson, Martin Luther King Jr., Benjamin E. Mays, Ralph J. Bunch, James Weldon Johnson, Charles R. Drew, Daniel Hale Williams, Percy L. Julian, Charles H. Wesley, Oliver W. Hill, Paul R. Williams, John Hope Franklin, A. Leon Higginbotham, Ulysses K., Arna Bontemps, Arthur Ashe, David H. Blackwell, Robert C. Weaver, Ronald H. Brown, and the list goes on and on.
Let it play.
Its past as well as its present members have been and are leaders in the struggle for civil rights, social justice, economic and educational equality, and in the implementation of public.
Yeah, I don't know if stopping it might mess it up. But yeah, there's all these guys, El Jabbar's looking.
Yeah, you gotta give me a few minutes because I'm not by the computer. I'm trying to put my legs.
Okay, that's cool. But all of them light-skinned characters and mix. Back then you didn't see any of the Wesley Snipes and who else? Idris Elba types. All these little light-skinned Chris Harris types. See, Chris Harris is one of these type of Boule type of characters. He think he elite. He think his information is top, and he think he's better. But I just wanted to point that out. Where's the Wesley Snipes and the Idris Elbas? Why they all pink and light skinned? This back then. Remember, they thought light skin was better, and they divided us with that. And like he said, y'all think the house after the plantation, the house Negroes went away? Nah, they just assimilated themselves into society and continue to be coons. That's just what it is. Let's keep going, Sister Kramer. Please and thank you.
Public policy and healthcare initiatives that aid our underserved communities. Okay, now they have apparently taken it off their website, but in Boule member Charles Wesley's book, History of Sigma Pi Phi, a book I will be quoting from often in this video, when speaking about the founder Henry Minton, who I will speak on more briefly as well, Wesley writes this about Minton. His dream and ambition were to organize a Greek letter fraternity and to have its members not to be selected on the basis of brains alone, but in addition to congeniality, culture, and good fellowship, that they should have behind them a record of accomplishment, not merely be men of promise and good education. In summary, Minton wanted to create an organization which would partake, in his own words, of the tenets of Skull and Bones at Yale and Phi Beta Kappa. Now, you can see now in the age of information why they would want that removed from their website. If you remember Skull and Bones from George Bush, where both him and John Kerry were in the same secret society, but could not tell us anything about it.
You were both in Skull and Bones, the secret society.
It's so secret we can't talk about it.
What does that mean for America? Conspiracy theorists are going to go
I'm
wild.
sure they are. I don't know. I haven't seen the web.
Number 322.
First of all, he's not the nominee, and but look, I look
Are
forward.
you prepared to lose?
No, I'm not going to lose.
You both were members of Skull and Bones, a secret society at Yale. What does that tell us? Not much, because it's a secret.
Yeah. Wikipedia says this about the secret society. Skull and Bones, also known as the Order 322, or the Brotherhood of Death, is an undergraduate senior secret student society at Yale University in New Haven, Connecticut. It is one of the big three societies at Yale, the other two being Scroll and Key and Wolf's Head Society. Yeah. Now, we don't need to know much more, but understanding the underworkings of this world, it says a lot that the Boule wanted to create an organization that partakes in the tenets of the Brotherhood of Death. Now, we also know that Phi Beta Kappa, who he also wanted to mirror his organization after, this is a Masonic organization, and I will revisit that info as I deal with the Divine Nine. But let's continue to focus on the Boule.
All right. Did the video end, Kareem, or just okay? All right, that was the end of that one. Like I say, there were some prominent leaders, speaking against this. Like you said, you had the W.E.B. Du Bois calling Marcus Garvey a monkey. Come on, bro. That's kind of revolutionary, man, to even call a black man at that time a monkey. And Steve Coakley critiques the Sigma Pi Phi Boule as part of a broader conversation about the organization's role and impact. The Coakley perspective critiques are often laced with humor and satire, which can both be engaging and thought-provoking. Just a little bit about him. Steve Coakley's Boule, the Boule response to Coakley critique of lack thereof may also be worth examining. Do they address his concerns or do they dismiss him? Broader implications. Coakley critiques may have implications for how we think about organizations like the Boule and their role in the African American community. Coakley critiques and argues that the Boule focuses on high achieving professionals and intellectuals and create a sense of elitism. You see, potentially disconnecting the organization from the broader Black community. They have a lack of accountability. Coakley has questioned the Boule's accountability and transparency, suggesting that the organization may not be doing enough to address the needs of the Black community. Yeah. So, and then also he mentioned something about the Prince Hall Freemasons. Even though they're two different organizations, they can kind of be tied together because you know they are also like gatekeepers. Prince Hall Freemason was founded in 1775 by Prince Hall and 14 other African American men. They want to be like the the white folks Masons when the white folks wouldn't let them in. The first American Masonic Lodge, African Lodge Number 1, chartered by the Grand Lodge of England in 1784, focuses on Freemason principles, community service, and promoting education and leadership among African Americans. Sigma Pi Phi Boule, founded in 1904 as the first African American Greek letter fraternity. How you African or African American and you falling up on the Greeks? That makes no sense. The focus is on scholarship, community service, and promoting welfare of African Americans. This is what they say, but as you can see, what they pointed out earlier is really just focusing on these elite, these doctors, these lawyers, these dentists, all the people that's kind of like higher up, and you know they're more educated, and they should make the decision for the less educated people of our community. You know. I got an article I want to read, Kareem, if you could put that up there. We get into that. And if I could find a Steve Coakley at that read article, we can look at Steve Coakley. Or I think I got another video lined up. But Steve Coakley really goes in. So as soon as Kareem get the article up, when she get back to the computer, we can talk about that. But yeah, so like I say, we have these gatekeepers, and it's not just in the workforce. You know, you have the ones that's in Hollywood. You have them in sports, education, politics, as they said. You know, you think that some of these politicians are really working for us, but really they're not. You know, they have another agenda. So you know, so we got to recognize these people. We got to point them out. Let me get to the article. I'm start reading it, and then you know when she get back, she can put it up on the screen. Let me find it. Hold up. Let's see. Let me find that article and pull it up, and then we'll get to another video. We won't be long on this. I just wanted to touch on this, and then maybe we can do other parts on it. What do we got? All right. Well. Let's see. All right. The Boule Society is a secret group of influential African Americans in various industries like politics, entertainment. The speaker suggests that this group, which includes famous figures like Oprah Winfrey, like I told y'all, Martin Luther King, acts as gatekeeper, controlling progress within their industries. The Boule Society is said to have roots in ancient Greece, and is connected to the Freemasons. The speaker believes that this group can hinder the evolution or careers and maintain the status quo, which can be harmful to the African American community. They're trying to, maintain the status quo. The Boule Society is a secret group that has a lot of influence and control, including over civil rights movements. Some believe that this society was involved in the death of Malcolm X. See? Because he knew about them and their activities. The society is connected to Freemasonry, and other fraternal orders, and many influential people like politicians and celebrities as part of it. These members can influence major events and decisions, and some believe they are responsible for certain deaths and other significant events. You know, the text suggests that Greek and Roman cultures have heavily influences on these fraternities and sororities. That ain't got nothing to do with us African Americans. Greek and Roman societies. So understanding history and the origins of these groups. Lastly, it includes personal reflection on faith, karma, and the journey of life, urging people to make the right choices and treat others well. Famous people like basketball players, comedians, and politicians are part of the system that rewards them for going along and getting along with the certain practices. If they don't, they face humiliation. The text suggests that these people are controlled by a powerful group called the Deep State. I never heard of the Deep State, so we're going to look that up, which uses them to maintain its power and wealth. It also suggests that these famous people might not even know they're being controlled in this way. This is the dark side of the entertainment industry. It suggests that once you stop making money, you lose your value and become disposable. The text also mentions that some people are used as tools to spread certain messages or behaviors. It warns about the dangers of the industry, comparing it to swimming in shark-infested waters, and shares stories about strange and potentially harmful behaviors at celebrity parties, you know, the Diddy parties. Now, with the Deep State, which is believed to control the Boule Society and traces its roots back to the Count. Look at this, y'all. The Deep State, which is believed to control Boule Society and traces its root back to Count Dracula. Oh, man. It discusses the hierarchy of a spirituality, religion, suggesting that all monotheistic religions are forms of Satanism. The text also mentions the Otto Society, which is linked to Drake and the music industry, and suggests that these societies are controlled by higher powers. Finally, it discusses the use of symbols and numerology in these societies and mentions Jay-Z as a member of the Boule Society. It talks about the music industry and how some artists like Jay-Z, Beyonce are seen as gatekeepers. It suggests that artists who stay independent and don't sign with big labels can become targets, like Young Dolph. You see, he didn't want to sign nobody, he wanted to be independent. The text also mentions a belief that these gatekeepers can somehow take energy from other artists, especially those who have passed away. Lastly, it connects the ideas of larger conspiracy theories involving families and organizations outside of the music industry. Talks about Joe Biden's political career in connection to Scranton, Pennsylvania. It also discussed secret societies called the Boule, which is said to have influential black members who protect powerful white people. Why are they protecting them? Why they in front, but they're not protecting us and our interests? Why are they protecting the white powerful people? That's a question that needs to be asked. That's something that we need to look into. That's something that we need to, get together and call these people out. So the whole world know that they really not for us. They not like us. Black folks, white folks and black skin. The secret black fraternity known as Boule, which celebrates the success of black men. The group is criticized for focusing more on social activities than on helping young black men who are underemployed and at risk. There's controversial messages used by the members of this group. Louis Sullivan, to help young black men, the fraternity is compared to the Skull and Bones Society at Yale. And the text suggests that the fraternity activities are part of a larger, complex system. The Black Society of African American groups that originated from ancient Greece served as advisors to powerful figures, similar to how ancient Greek councils advised kings. This society, which has connections to the music industry, sports, and other sectors, is controlled by the Freemasons, a part of the deep state. The Boule Society has been involved in significant events like the Civil Rights Movement, and they say the death of Malcolm X. However, society actions are often hidden, leading to confusion and manipulation among the public. So I just wanted to read y'all that. Karima, if you want, I can send you this video here. You can check this out, well, what I just read about. And then let me send you this one. This seems like this is a pretty deep one. See if I can share it. Man, it's not letting me share it. Hold on. All right, Karima, can you play the other video, or you can pull up that other article? We can watch the one more of those short videos, and then by that time I can send you this one. But yeah, this is nothing new. You know, I can play the audio if it don't play. This is called Gatekeepers, Boule Society, Fraternities Exposed. I think Kareem might have stepped away, so let me continue to keep it going. For some reason, not letting me share. Let's see. Not letting me share it. Oh, there you go. I shared it to Facebook, I think. All right, hold up. But this is some of the stuff that I want to talk about, you know. Redlining, eugenics, just unfair treatment on the job. You know, how slavery still impacts the Black man in 2025, the post-traumatic slave syndrome. You know, stuff like that. I'm tired of debating, tired of arguing with people. It ain't getting us nowhere. So, I mean, I've done it for all these years. It's time for a different direction. All right, so this one is a short video, 17 minutes. The role of the Boule gatekeepers in the African American community. Kareem, don't forget to put up the disclosure thing, fair use warning, and then you know we can get it. All right, let's check this out, see what kind of information. And then I'll make one mic.
Mostly by Black men. So this is Lady Boule, and I hope you're having a most marvelous day. Thank you for your support. Please hit the notification bell so you'll know when new videos are being uploaded. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. Today, I want to speak on a subject that I hear a lot about on social media, especially from Black men, and that is the Boule, or what they call the gatekeepers in the Black community. As I have said before, I call myself Lady Boule because before I actually came to YouTube, I would comment on videos being made mostly by Black men, and I would disagree with some of the things that they were saying about Black women, And so what I would get back very often was, you are a Boule, a N-word. So at first I was offended by it. And then I said, okay, well, then if I think like this and that makes me a Boule, a N-word, then that's who I'll be. So I call myself Lady Boule for that reason. But today I want to talk about the gatekeepers, as they're called in the Black community. Who are the gatekeepers and what do they do? The definition of a gatekeeper is an attendant at a gate who is employed to control who goes through. And the second definition is a person or thing that controls access to something. The Boule
See, they gatekeepers. They controlling access. Holding guys like me, you, holding us back. And keep it going.
The Boule is said to be the gatekeepers of the Black community. The Boule is made up of members of Sigma Pi Phi fraternity. It is the first Greek letter society for African American men, and it was founded in 1904. As a point of reference, Booker T. Washington had founded the National Negro Business League in 1900 to promote the interests of African American businesses. And the main purpose of his organization was to promote commercial and financial development of Black businessmen and women. It is important to note that Booker T. Washington's organization was open to women. It was established in 1900. So we have to know that there was a lot of discrimination against women at that time, but he did include women because he understood that in order for the African American people to advance, it was going to take both men and women. The Boule was only open to men, college educated men. The Boule only accepts membership from men who are already successful in business. They don't have chapters on college campuses. However, they have a congenial relationship with Black fraternities, as in they are very welcoming to members of Kappa Alpha Psi, Omega Psi Phi, Alpha Phi Alpha, Phi Beta Sigma, and Iota Phi Theta. So these two business networks, the National Negro Business League and the Boule, were established to help African Americans network in business, commerce, education, politics, whatever the case would be, because the established white associations were not available to them. They were not open to them. The distinction should be made that the National Negro Business League was open to any African Americans that were active in business, pursuing business ventures, whereas the Boule offered membership to professional people, college graduates. Booker T. Washington and Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois were sort of adversaries at this time. And Booker T. Washington, of course, belonged to the Negro Business League, and Dr. Du Bois was an early member of the Boule. Also, Booker T. Washington was very supportive of Black Wall Street in Tulsa. So that has to be noted. To know what the Boule does is to know who the members are. And this is a small list of men that belong or did belong to the Boule. Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois, author, professor, and activist. Dr. Martin Luther King, civil rights leader. Ralph Bunche, ambassador to the United Nations. Andrew Young, mayor of Atlanta, ambassador to the United Nations and civil rights leader. Douglas Wilder, governor of Virginia. Thurgood Marshall, Supreme Court Justice. Eric Holder, Attorney General of the United States under President Obama. John Lewis, a congressman from Georgia. And Kenneth Chenault, who was the CEO of American Express. These are African American leaders. They come from all walks of life, from politics, government, education, and business. They are called the gatekeepers of the African American community. I will read their mission statement, and then I can discuss what I know that some of these organizations do that these men belong to, in addition to the Boule.
It's okay to admit it. We experienced dryness. Luckily, we have personal.
Their statement says that they are modeling leadership, education, and civic responsibility by supporting these endeavors and by mentoring the young men who will advance the African American community in all facets of equality, mutual respect, and devotion to democratic traditions. Also, in their historical information, they say that in the early years of Sigma Pi Phi, they were a secret organization, but in 1982, they adopted a policy of limited and selected publicity, and that usually has to do with money. When you open your organization up in ways like that, it's usually to do with the fact of money. Sigma Pi Phi, the Boule, like all Black Greek fraternities and sororities, is a service organization. These organizations were formed in the early 1900s, and the whole idea of them was to service the African American community because we did not have access to white organizations and associations. So these men and women formed these organizations to address the needs in the African American community. As far as these organizations being gatekeepers of the African American community, it first must be stated that every community has gatekeepers. The mayor, the city council, the governor, the state legislature, the president of the United States, the U.S. Congress, the Supreme Court, and everybody who works under those headings is a gatekeeper. So every community has gatekeepers. In the African American community, there is nobody who has any power outside of what the collective of African Americans give. So people who are operating as gatekeepers are people that are reliable in the sense that they do hold responsible positions. They have built successful businesses or successful careers for themselves. They are vetted in a way that any white person would be vetted. So if you need somebody to do something for the African American community, you go for the person that's already doing something in the African American community that the people respect. That's how it works. You don't just go pick somebody out of the air. You pick somebody who has a reputation and that people respect. Very often it is men like the Boule. And I can say for certain, if you want to go out to a party or a ball where you dress up in your beautiful gown and your jewelry, whether it's real or fake, have a good time, be treated like a lady and not worry about the place getting shot up, go with these guys. Yeah, go with these guys. Divine Nine fraternities and sororities are Alpha Phi Alpha, Kappa Alpha Psi, Omega Psi Phi, Phi Beta Sigma, Iota Phi Theta, Alpha Kappa Alpha, Delta Sigma Theta, Zeta Phi Beta, and Sigma Gamma Rho. Service to the African American community is a primary goal of all of these organizations. These organizations, except one, were founded during the days of segregation where African Americans could not join white fraternities and sororities. Most of these organizations were founded at Howard University. Belonging to a fraternity or a sorority has social benefits. But the primary goal of a Black fraternity or sorority is to provide service to all mankind, especially African Americans. The Boule, as well as Divine Nine organizations, have program agendas that address the needs in African American communities. They promote educational progress, health and wellness, encourage political unity, and support cultural uplift. What this means is that these organizations give generously to historically Black colleges and universities by establishing scholarships and scholarship endowments so that students who are deserving but otherwise would not be able to go to college are able to go. The Boule has given over 350 scholarships since 1987. These organizations also give to the United Negro College Fund, and very importantly, they mentor and train the next generation of men and women for leadership. These
Cool. Can you stop for a second?
organizations have local, state, national, and international impact. It would be impossible for me.
Sound like that she's for the these organizations. I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. I mean, to each his own, but maybe she see the positive in it. But like you say, I'm showing you other parts of it. And, you know, you calling Marcus Garvey a monkey, and they got accusations of y'all getting rid of Malcolm X. Hey, I can't fool with y'all. And this Greek fraternity, why not an African fraternity? Why not model yourself after, African culture? Why are we dealing with Greeks? And then, they got all this hazing going on, people getting their ass. Well, this is a goddamn cult. You ask me, but I read some of the hazing stuff that was going on, once this video's over. It's almost over, 5 more minutes. All right, Sister Kermit, you started back up, please and thank you.
To tell everything that each organization does, but in every community where they are present, their presence is felt. The Boule and several of the Divine Nine organizations gave at least $1 million each to the African American Museum at the Smithsonian. And there are many, many more charitable, school, and social organizations that these organizations donate to or in some way support. These organizations promote health and wellness by, number one, donating tons of food to food banks across this country so that anybody, an individual, families, or anybody can go and get a free meal. They also partner with the American Heart Association to bring attention to heart disease in the African American community because heart disease is the number one killer among African American men, but it is also a killer among African American women. My own sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha, has a mammography unit where we go into communities where women may not have access to breast cancer screenings and provide free breast cancer screening because although white women are diagnosed with breast cancer more often, Black women die from it more often. My husband's fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi, supports the Piney Woods School and has supported it for some time. The Piney Woods School is a private boarding school for African American students, grades 9 through 12, in Piney Woods, Mississippi. It was established in 1909 and has been operating continually since then. It is one of only 4 remaining historically African American boarding schools in the United States, and it is the largest of the 4. In 2020, it was listed on the National Register of Historic Places, which means that it now receives funds from the federal government. The school is successful. 98% of their students go on to college, including the University of Mississippi, Spelman, Morehouse, Howard University, University of the South, Smith College, Harvard, Vassar, Princeton, University of California, Los Angeles, University of Maryland, Texas Southern, Amherst, so forth and so on. I will end the video by saying that a little learning is a dangerous thing. The African American community is still a work in progress. We need all hands on deck. Everybody needs to be doing something to help and to uplift our young people, our old people, and everybody in between. In order for you to be a gatekeeper, as they call them, means that you're a leader in the community. African Americans have to trust you, and the collective of African Americans have to agree that you're the leader. We have no power, no individual or no group has any power that the collective of African American people have not given them or in some way sanctioned or validated them in some way. There are many successful African Americans who are not members of the Boule or any Divine Nine organization. This is not something set in stone where these people get to make decisions about other Black people's lives. We don't have that kind of power in the United States. But Sigma Pi Phi and other organizations do things to help. They do offer services in the community that many of our people may not be able to get otherwise. It is unfair and it's wrong to slander people or their organizations because you don't like them or you don't like what they stand for. If you don't like what they stand for, join your own or create your own, form your own organization. Just do something to uplift because we need all the help that we can get in the African American community. And I support anybody who is going to do something to mentor children, to help young people get to the next stage, to do something to overcome some of the generational hardships and curses in some cases that we suffer in our communities. So on that note, I will say thank you for listening. Subscribe, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and hit the notification bell so you'll know when new videos are being uploaded. And as always, have a great day.
Yeah. All right. So you can tell that she's one of these members. She's just doing some damage control. I mean, I guess if that's your organization, you want to show the positive. But what about all the negative stuff? The Divine Nine, a collection of historically Black Greek letter organizations, have faced scrutiny. Why didn't you bring up this part, ma'am? Over hazing allegations. Well, you see, the hazing incident, Sigma Pi fraternity at Hofstra University, pledges were first forced to chug milk and vomit on each other to stay locked in a small cage. You see that, y'all? And kneel blind. This is humiliation rituals. And kneel blindfolded while covered in hot sauce. Are you serious? You gotta do all that. Get humiliated and get vomit poured over you. How about the Phi Kappa Phi fraternity at the University of Alabama? Pledges were subject to degrading and violent rituals, including crawling on their hands and knees while being yelled at, stepped on, and pelted with objects. Beer bottles were poured over them during the initiation. I mean, come on. How about the Beta Theta Bi fraternity at Penn State University? Pledges were forced to drink excessive amount of alcohol, leading to the death of a 19-year-old sophomore engineering student, Tim Plaza, in 2017. Yeah, welcome to the den, say la y'all been y'all, but they ain't gonna tell you about that. Why ain't she mention that? Sigma Chi fraternity at West Virginia University and fraternity pled guilty to 6 hazing violations in 2023. That's almost 2 years ago. See? So the common things is, I mean, you got physical abuse and emotional abuse. Pledges are often subjected to physical and emotional abuse, including forced drinking, physical punishment, and verbal degradation. What's this other one? Control. Fraternities and sororities have been accused of exerting control over pledges using tactics like isolation, humiliation, and intimidation. Why don't you tell us about that, sis? The lack of accountability. Some organizations have been criticized for not taking adequate action to prevent hazing or address allegations when they arise. The signified Boule is known as the Divine Nine, a prominent organization of African American professionals and intellectuals. While some people may criticize or disagree, they say that labeling as a cult can be a serious accusation, but I mean, some of these things are cult-like. What else we got? Let's see. Let's see. Hazing allegations have been made against several fraternities, including Sigma Phi, Epsilon, across various universities. Here are some of the recent incidents. At the William and Mary, the Alpha Eta chapter of Sigma Phi faces suspension due to alleged student conduct code violations, specifically hazing incidents and humiliation. Chico State Sigma Phi was issued a cease and desist letter amid allegations of hazing and other misconduct, prohibiting them from operating as a registered student organization. So y'all doing too much. Hazing incidents. Some alumni reported experiencing mental games. You're mentally abusing them, verbal and emotional abuse, and physical punishment during their pledging process. The Sigma Phi Epsilon fraternity in University of Richmond. The Sigma Phi Epsilon Virginia Alpha chapter was temporarily suspended for alleged hazing activity after a video surfaced showing a pledging student being led on a leash. I mean, how is this uplifting people? You're getting them sloppy drunk. You're making them get vomit poured over them. You got them running around on a leash. That's some psychological stuff that can affect the person for the rest of their damn life. Being led on a leash and performing lap dances. Now look at that. SMU, a student reported being assaulted and held against their will. Now they're kidnapping people. You see that? Held against their will, leading them to temporary deferred suspension. Incidents include pledging members being forced to vomit milk onto another. Are you serious? Other incidents, Washington State University, the Alpha Sigma Phi House lost recognition until May 2030. They can't come back for another goddamn 5 years due to hazing incidents involving coercion to consume marijuana and alcohol. Wait a minute. Why are we involving drugs and alcohol? These supposed to be the elite. These supposed to be the top people of leading us, leading the community, and fighting for our interests. But this is some kind of sick cult activities. Washington State University, the Alpha Phi. Okay, I read that one. Marquette Sigma Phi Delta chapter has been found liable for hazing and received academic year probation and suspensions for their actions. So they're doing a lot, Karima, to be a part of this group. So we're gonna go ahead and check out the last video. We've been on for almost 2 hours. I don't want to make this a 5-hour show. I know a lot of y'all got to get up and go to work tomorrow. But we're gonna examine this last video. I'll be stopping and talking through it. I hope some of y'all do some more research on this. And for if you got kids, you don't want to let them join these sororities and these fraternities. When they got to do all that. And like I say, these people are guardians to the crown and protecting white folks, looking down on others who's not as educated as them, So to me, it's a cult. Well, go ahead, Sister Grim. Please and thank you. Hit that fair use one more time. Yeah, this is Gatekeepers, Boule Society, fraternities, and sororities. Let's check it out. It's in entertainment, sports, politics, jobs. Everywhere you go, they got somebody planted somewhere keeping an eye on us good black folks. Going back reporting to master.
Imagine being able to build anything just by
Yo, what's good? It's your boy B-Del. If you're new to this channel, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. But today I'm going to be breaking down the infrastructure of the Boule Society and how it correlates to black fraternities and sororities, and how those organizations are cultural incubators that emulate the European power structure that's based on preoccupation, prejudice, and gatekeeping, and how those ideologies is acclimated to the movie industry, the music industry, professional sports, religion, and the socio-political aspect of civics when you're talking about black politicians who give you the illusion of progressiveness, right? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we finna get straight to it. There's so much information, man. I don't even know where to start. Get your notes out for this one, because this one's going to show you the dichotomy between who's who and what's what, because the veil is lifted. So since the veil is lifted, this new energy on the planet is going to show you who's giving you the intrinsic information to where you're able to be in a state of evolution, and who is basically here to stagnate you by way of gatekeeping. So the Black Boule, the secret gatekeepers of Black America. So it's comprised of many different politicians, people in the music industry, people in the movie industry, and all throughout every industry, there's a gatekeeping aspect that basically keeps you in a state of subjugation to where you're not able to evolve with your career if you're in that industry, right? So the Boule, the gatekeepers. So you got people like Oprah Winfrey, you got Will Smith, you got Martin Luther King. Like I said, it all ties into every industry on the planet, right? And we finna break it down. We finna make it all make sense today. So for those who don't understand the whole infrastructure of the Boule Society, the Boule Society is an African-American fraternal order originated in ancient Greece as a subservient class of the Grecian rulers, reinstitutionalized in 1904 in the United States of America, meaning Council of Chiefs or advisor to kings. The Boule Society is the elite servant class to the Freemasons, right? Now, when you look at the sigil system, you can see that it's basically a griffin. So it's not a coincidence that they meet up at Griffin Park. And we're going to get into that as I'm going to be showing you a presentation that's acclimated to my presentation by Stephen Coakley, right? Who was killed for putting out this information. Now, the Boule Society is comprised of the people who are being facilitated and controlled by the Jesuits who control the NAACP. So when you're looking at this picture right here with Martin Luther King, you see the rabbi of Abraham
Killed for bringing out this
and
information,
he's basically holding they're basically holding a Talmud, basically. So that's why it's not a coincidence that when Martin Luther King said that I had a dream not so long ago, in so many ways have turned into a nightmare. I have dated my people into a burning house, right? Because he knew that integration in itself would basically reverse the polarity of you not having your own self-preservation to where you're going to depend upon a certain demographic for resources, right? So now you don't have no self-preservation because of integration, right? And the Jesuits are the one who basically put him up to that, because one thing you got to understand is that their system does not survive unless they use one of us to pull one of us into their system, right? Now, I'm going to show you this little passage, this video by Stephen Coakley, right? Because he is the one who basically opened the floodgates about the ideologies and the whole infrastructure of the Boule Society.
because a lot of people in the dark was basically in the dark with this information, and a lot of people were killed for putting out this information, right? But you know, we living in a time period in modern day, you know, in 2024, the great majority of people in my generation don't know anything about the Boule Society, right? They cannot decipher who's who and what's what. They think that every black politician, they think that every black actor, they think that every black entertainment person or anybody who has some type of social or economic wealth, they think they're for us when they really not. And that's what basically the basis of this video is going to break down. It's going to break it down intrinsically. You're able to galvanize the information. So I'm gonna play the video.
Now see, now look at this, y'all. I'm risking my life to bring out this information and stay harping on it, man. They killing the real niggas. You hear me? They killing us because they don't want us to bring this out. And they don't. The ones that's gonna come for me, it won't be the white ones. It'll be the black ones. The guardians of the crown. You know what I mean? Like you said, a lot of people don't even know about this younger generation. They think that all the politicians and the athletes and all the doctors and lawyers, are they all for us? So just by even speaking on this could be dangerous to your life, man. It's crazy. Let's keep going, Kareem. Please and thank you.
I mentioned tapes. You might want to slide to the table and try to grab them because they ain't gonna be there, especially after I finger the tape. In the Black and Jewish relations, remember we talked about how when the Jewish-Black alliance developed, that it was wealthy Jewish people and educated blacks.
Now, I'm gonna pause that for a second. We're gonna get right back to the video because there's a book that you gotta read to understand what's going on, right? And I'm finna put it up here in a second. You gotta read this book right here. It's called The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews, Volume 1, right? And it's showing you the table of contents. It's going to be showing you how the Jesuit order works in tandem with the Boule Society. So you got the black laws, the blue laws, which works in conjunction with the 1724 Black Christian codes. It all, you know, it basically breaks down the whole infrastructure of how they created this dynamic of, you know, wealth and things of that nature. But I'm gonna get back to the video.
About 22 days ago, I
Puff Daddy and got dang on who was that? Puff Daddy and TD Jakes. I mean, come on, look at them characters. Oprah Winfrey, she a gatekeeper. All that money you got, we don't see her put nothing to the black community. She go all over goddamn Africa somewhere, starting the school and shit for a bunch of goddamn witches.
Read that book.
You hear me? Let's keep going.
Uh-oh. I think I accidentally exited out. For a second, I'm about to pull it right back up here in a second. Just bear with me here. Because this video, you know what I'm saying, is very important so you can see the delineation between the real people who are basically for the so-called black people who are really fighting for us, and for those who are basically trying to connect us to the system so we can basically be financially and spiritually exploited by these individuals who control the Boule Society, who is your deep state shadow government. So this video is getting... All right, sorry. I already had it up. I just couldn't see it. But we're going to get right back to this video.
I mentioned tape. You might want to slide to the table and try to grab them because they ain't going to be there, especially after I finger the tape. In the Black and Jewish relations, remember we talked about how when the Jewish-Black alliance developed, that it was wealthy Jewish people and college-educated blacks. There were no wealthy blacks. Right. The first black millionaire was from Memphis, Tennessee, and he got it in 1900. Robert Church. That was the first black millionaire. And you can see now, here's Los Angeles. Los Angeles is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14th chapter. LA is the 14th chapter. What do you call that in Greek? What do you call this? What? They get it smarter. So that's what the LA chapter was. And as you can see, some of the later chapters coming in Albany, Georgia, Tyler, Texas. Now they start getting into even the smaller towns. Northern Illinois, Columbus, Georgia, San Jose, California. Let's look at some other California chapters. So you know people in the cities. There's Pasadena, Sacramento. Let's see here, San Francisco. Anymore? And there's Monrovia, Liberia. Because that's where they went to stop Marcus Garvey. You had to have Boule in Monrovia. You're going to stop Marcus Garvey over there. Last enjoying Toledo. San Diego. Seattle nearby.
Now, one thing you got to understand is about the Boule Society, the inception of it, it was created to basically put a stoppage on the rise of Marcus Garvey and his movement. That was the inception point of why the Boule Society was created, to where they're basically being controlled by the shadow government.
Oakland, Berkeley. You can get an idea of what they have. They're now, I think at this time there were about 90 chapters. They're now into the 100th chapter. Their rostrum, we have the list of all of their names. This is what their rostrum says on the inside. This directory has been prepared to serve as an important and useful source of information and data for subordinate boules and for individual archons, and to facilitate the communication processes within the fraternity. It is for the exclusive use of the members of Sigma Pi Phi fraternity, and it is not for public scrutiny. It is not to be duplicated whole or in part for distribution outside the fraternity. Sigma Pi Phi ended 1990 with a total of 3,245 members and 94 subordinate boules. It talks about recent chapters bringing in. So remember, you're hearing not because they wanted to. Somebody says, well, how could they be so bad? They've never been secret. You can look at their list of names. They tell you. They give every member a list of names. And they tell that member, you better not tell nobody. And this is their directory. This is the names of every Boule member in the country. And if you look at the list, you need to see how thorough the list is. This is why they're scared. Every Boule list has their home address on it. Boule member. That was for the king. We can knock on their door and visit them personally. We get a better call. Keep rolling. 3116 Fessenden Street, Northwest, Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. This is the Washington, D.C. list. There's C. Payne Lucas. He's at an Africa. He was one of them shaft in that. He was at the Shaft in Africa meeting. The Black Set, which was financed by the Ford Foundation, which we proved helped kill Malcolm X.
Pay attention to what he just said at the end. He's naming off Boule members that killed off our leaders. Now pay attention to what he said at the end.
This is the Washington, D.C. list. There's C. Payne Lucas. He's at Africa. He was one of them shaft in that. He was at the Shaft in Africa meeting. The Black Summit, which was financed by the Ford Foundation, which we proved helped kill Malcolm X.
Right. He said the Ford Foundation, which proved helped kill Malcolm X, right? So now,
there are two types of people who should avoid taking gabapentin for neuropathy.
that is basically in alignment to what I'm getting because Malcolm X knew about the Boule Society. Malcolm X was aware of the secret society that was controlling the civil rights movement for money. So with that being said, that was one of the main reasons why he was basically picked off, right? So it's not a coincidence when you see, people within the so-called conscious and the spiritual community, they are connected to many different Freemasonic ritualistic type of groups, right? Meaning that they have to abide by a certain energy and frequency to where they're able to be controlled under a form of monotheism, right? And we're going to get into that because I'm going to be showing you the hierarchical spiritual connections of how, we ended up in a state of, monotheistic religions and belief systems that's based on Babylonian principles, right? I'm going to show you the hierarchical chart when it comes to that. So it's not a coincidence that he was killed. So Steve Coakley, the guy that was speaking, he was killed for basically exposing the Boule Society. Malcolm X knew about the Boule Society and he was killed off because the Boule Society is a fraternal order that works in tandem with Freemasonry, because the inception of all fraternal orders starts with the Freemasonic order, right? So it's not a coincidence that these Freemasonic orders and these alphabetical groups control, all these black so-called leaders like Jesse Jackson and, Kamala Harris and Michelle Obama, Barack Obama. And then, you got all these things like Angela Davis that was part of the Black Panthers, and you got Black Lives Matter. All this stuff is basically being facilitated by the Jesuits at the top who control the Boule Society, which is why you see George Soros at the top, right? So that's why Rod Hayes said they look like us, but they not us, right? They not us whatsoever. So this is all connected to the truth about the Divine Nine, the college doorway to witchcraft and the mystery religions. So like I said, this is, a lot of people who are connected to, that went to historical black colleges and people who became Kappas, Alphas, Sigmas, Betas, and AKAs and Deltas. A lot of these people don't understand the information intuitively. They just wanted to be a part of something. But like I said, that doesn't negate the fact that they will be utilized later by way of their confirmation by conforming to the system when they was back in college. Because a lot of these times, a lot of people who have a high social status, a high political status, a lot of them come from the Divine Nine of these fraternal orders and these sororities, right? And they end up being a part of the Grand Boule, which is why you see Kamala Harris. She's an AKA, right? But like I said, they give you the illusion that, we're in a state of progressiveness. Because like I said, the progressiveness in itself is only being facilitated by those who are connected to the fraternal orders, right? So it shows you Kamala Harris, the women of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporation have always been by what has been under the burden. Society says we cannot be through our sisterhood. We know there is no barrier we cannot break. It was an honor to join my Soros at the 70th Boule, right? So she's telling you right there in real time that she's a part of the Boule Society, which is not a coincidence, right? So that's like I said, everybody, as far as the socio-political aspect of civics, people are part of, the whole infrastructure of city council. Look up the background of these people, right? It's imperative that you look up the background of these people, because what's going to happen is when the planet is going to be shut down due to another lockdown, because a new form of pestilence is going to be on the planet any day now, these are the ones that's going to tell you to get the draconian juice. These are the ones that's going to tell you to conform to the system. These are the ones that's going to make you vote. These are the ones that's going to tell you about to get reparations instead of fighting for the land, right? So that's how you know who's who and what's what. You got people who propagating the system, and then you got the ones who are really fighting for the people. Those are the ones that are basically fighting for the land, right? Because we know the inception of our true history. These people go along to get along, right? Because they were basically socially and psychologically indoctrinated by way of the historical black colleges that was being facilitated and orchestrated by the Rothschilds. They are the ones who control historical black colleges, right? Now,
see that?
When you look at this right here, it says, "We are the king that black secret society serve. We control everything, including your pastors." Right?
Now look at that. Now look at that, y'all. They control everything. Then you got these goddamn Muppets that they put in a position, and we thinking they for us, and they not. That's what I'm talking about. Just keep going, Kramer. Please, thank you.
Right?
Hi there, is Dr.
That's why it's imperative to get our religion. So you got people like T.D. Jakes, who was the power bottom, going to these P. Diddy parties, right? You see him with P. Diddy, rubbing shoulders. Because if you really, was a hardcore Christian, you will basically detach yourself from the ideologies of the entertainment industry because you know what comes with it. Because everything that's acclimated to the entertainment industry is all Babylonian worship, right? Because we know the demographic of people who control all those industries, right? So now, that's why it's imperative to understand that the great majority of pastors, they get a 501c3 Skull and Bones contract, right? Which is a contract with the dark priesthood of the Vatican Church. So it's not a coincidence that when you see nonprofit organizations, like a so-called black person getting a nonprofit organization, they getting NAACP awards, they getting, all this funding from the government. They took a 501c3. So they're basically a part of the fraternal order of the Skull and Bone Society, right? And we're going to be bringing up this fraternal order that started out of Yale as we get through the presentation. So every industry is a part of this, right? You got basketball players, you got the so-called LeBron James, who was also a gatekeeper. And in my opinion, I think he's also esoterically responsible for the death of Kobe by way of the numerical components of gematria. Because when you understand gematria, it lines up with LeBron James sacrificing Kobe Bryant, because Kobe Bryant, he was suing a certain industry, right? And he was basically going against the grain. So this is why you have gatekeepers who pretend to be your friend, and they're going to sacrifice you to the system if you get way too high, if you're basically going to destabilize the whole infrastructure that controls them.
That's right.
So that's why you see LeBron James with the Boule tattoo on his chest, right? This is all connected to Freemasonry. Not a coincidence, right? Because he has to show his veneration and credence to the system in order for him to reap the bits of the wealth. So this is why, they're going to, everything is premeditated all throughout these industries. This is why they shave points. Just like Michael Jordan, when he was shaving points and he didn't follow suit, and they ended up killing his dad, right? Just like with Magic Johnson, when he didn't follow suit, they made him discard himself from the NBA and said that he now has AIDS, right? So everything is actually premeditated. If you don't go along with the system, they gonna basically subjugate you through a humiliation process, right? So every basketball player is a part of this. So you got Shaquille O'Neal with the Freemasonic garments on, right? With the apron. All this stuff. You got Jay-Z. We're gonna get it to him later. You got Kevin Hart, who's a gatekeeper of the comedy industry, right? Which is why, you had Cat Williams. He was spilling a lot of beans about everything. This is why, a lot of people don't respect within, people like Dave Chappelle, people like Cat Williams, they don't respect people like him because these are the people who basically sold out in order to facilitate a certain status within the industry. You got Barack Obama, you already know about him. He the one who signed the NDAA bill, and then you got Kamala Harris, and then you got this bozo Diddy, the diddler, right? And like I said, that's why it's imperative to understand that, you know, as I was telling you before, they're going to use these people to basically propagate voting, because when you vote, that acclimates you to fraud, because when you participate in fraud, you can't claim injury to the system, right? Because now you're stuck under the 14th Amendment to where you're not able to get restitution, because now you're basically fighting for reparations and things of that nature. So everything a part of the political industry, the movie industry, is all based on a form of technology, right? Because they are being controlled by the deep state, right? So when you understand the whole infrastructure of the deep state, this is how they facilitate their social power and their social economic wealth. They have underground tunnels, and the underground tunnels is being used for trafficking purposes, right? Because in order to have this status, in order to have this money, to get that bag, in order to have these riches, you have to sacrifice something, right?
All right, this little commercial. Yeah, some good information, man. Make you think. Let's keep going.
Because I know it's connected to a lot of videos that I'm going to be showing you. We're going to go back to Steve Coakley.
Check. Okay, respect. Thank you, sister. And so, this is the first of the Greek thing. This is the granddaddy of the Greek thing. Here it is that we see that they placed how much on the organization of reliance was placed on Greek history. So when you confront them, they're going to swear it ain't a Greek thing. You're going to tell them, say, well, I seen your thing, and I know your thing is Greek from the jump. And no subordinate Boule can ever deviate from the structure and the guidelines laid down by people in the organization higher than them. Never does a private disrupt the sergeant, who does not buck with the lieutenant, who does not contradict the general, who does not talk back to the major, and the general you are, don't talk against the president. So when you're in the hierarchy, you are controlled from the top down. The bottom could be honest people, but they must.
Like I said, the bottom can be honest people. Like you got people a part of the Divine Nine, a part of these fraternal orders, these sororities or whatever. They may not know what's going on, but they got to follow a certain hierarchy, because the people are part of those fraternal orders, people are part of those sororities. They got to follow the chain of command by following the Boule members. And the Boule members are being controlled by the deep state. The deep state are being controlled by the archonic forces who control the simulation, right? We're going to get into that later.
So when you're in the hierarchy, you are controlled from the top down. The bottom could be honest people, but they must do what the top tell them. That's the deal. So if you're in the army, you know it's someone over you. Even if you Colin Powell. Hold it. Hold my Colin Powell.
So now that's connected to this video. Like I said, a lot of people, they may not understand, you know, that they're part of these fraternal orders and things of that nature, but they're being controlled by the Boule. Like I said, you got genuine people who are trying to understand the truth. You know, a lot of you who watch my channel are probably a part of, you know, fraternities and sororities because you wanted to be a part of something when you was in college. That doesn't mean that you're basically a Illuminati member. You were just joining something, you know, you were just trying to get a genuine connection and be a part of something. Like, I understand that. But that doesn't negate the fact that as you climb up into the ranks of your the working force and things of that nature. And when you get into these industries, you're being controlled by Boule members, right? People who are basically a part of the Freemasonic order. And the Freemasonic order is being controlled by the deep state. And the deep state are the ones who control everything, who are being controlled by archonic forces behind the scene. And we're going to get into that, but I'm going to show you a video that was connected. I don't know what happened there. It kind of froze up a little bit. But now this is connected to this video.
Swim in that pond, but it's everywhere. It's everywhere. But what I see is somebody who's doing something that's been doing it for over 30 years. And all of a sudden now, this is what I know.
He is basically referring to P. Diddy's situation. That is basically what he's speaking on, for those who don't understand what's going on.
Don't swim in that pond, but it's everywhere. It's everywhere. But what I see is somebody who's doing something that's been doing it for over 30 years. And all of a sudden now, this is what I know, okay? I only speak on what I know. I don't like that term gatekeepers. I like overseers. Overseers on the plantation had a certain amount of power that they could wield that the master, the owner of the plantation, gave them. And many of the slaves purportedly feared the overseers more.
It's freezing up, Sister Karim. Karim, you there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's messing up.
It's messing up. All right, well, we've been on for 2 hours. I mean, I guess y'all kind of get the picture. I'm sure a lot of you do. So, I mean, if you want to maybe try again, we could try again another time when the StreamYard is acting right. It's not playing nothing at all, huh? Okay. But yeah, let me just say, like I say, this is some important information that, you know, they don't want you to talk about. People have lost their lives talking about this, you know. But I think it's some information that needs to be presented to our youth, our younger generation. This is something that you're supposed to be doing, Godfather. You call yourself the Godfather of consciousness, but you sitting up here promoting goddamn weirdos like Judah Nazareth running around here threatening to kill kids and women, running around with his wife's panties on his head. The guy that's talking about he got gay thoughts. The guy that got talking about he want to off himself. This is your brand. Another psycho right next to him talking about she gonna kill everybody. This is your brand, and you want to play on our name? He must have something over you. There's no way you could be that dumb to think that this dude can take your brand into the next level. As dumb as he is, did you see his PowerPoint today? With roaches and little memes in it. That is not scholarship, Starnetter. The hell's wrong with you? But you go ahead and continue to hold that dude hand over there, because I'm gonna get him outside of your goddamn platform. You can best believe that. It might not. He's too coward to debate me. I'm done debating. All I'm gonna do is expose this goddamn weak ass information. This the same dude that said your wife was trying to sleep with a dog. Did you remember that? But you talking about, oh, JJ, you disrespect my wife by telling her to shut the fuck up. I didn't tell her to shut the fuck up on your platform. I told her when I was doing my video, she needs to shut the fuck up. But there's been way more worse things said about her by that goddamn nigga, that peasant, Judah Nazareth. And I don't see you holding him accountable, but you steady got him up there and you steady want to disrespect us over here. I don't see you digging into over there the Torah knots to get debaters. You got two weirdos, Jeremiah, who calls us niggers, and Deviana wanna be Judah Nazareth. Judah Nazareth tells his wife, this is state of conscious community, y'all, because Godfather ain't Godfather. But you want to talk about, oh, I said, then she running around talking about I sexually assaulted her. You need to put her in check. I ain't never met her in my goddamn life. Oh, well, you said, fuck, tell her to shut the fuck up. This is me and him conversation today. I said, does that justify her running around making up lies? I'm not the first person she'd have done this to. This is the state of the conscious community. When you pick and choose who you want to get up out of the community, you want Solomon out of there. They went on a rampage talking about you, nigga. I've been working with you for 98% of the goddamn time, nigga. Don't try to talk about the kittens den and all that. You were just calling us the other day trying to join forces. So yeah, we want to make a treaty with Karima. Karima said, I don't trust that shit, but I'm gonna do it for you, JJ. This nigga said he got information on your wife sleeping with a dog. Do you remember that, sir? And you talking about JJ disrespectful because I told her to shut the fuck up. You tell her to shut the fuck up, lie. I didn't tell it to her on your platform. I was narrating the situation. I said she needs to shut the fuck up sometime. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it but you. So is Judah blackmailing you? Because you sure letting them get away with a lot of shit. Talked about your kids. Want to get pictures of your daughter, nigga. And that's okay, huh? But JJ say shut the fuck up. Now you want to try to talk shit about us over here? Yeah, that nigga is blackmailing you. He was blackmailing you, and I'm gonna tell you what it is. Some kind of email that he went around and said, if you don't do what he say, he gonna expose the email. That's what's going on. You think I'm stupid? You can't be that stupid to think this nigga's a scholar over there. Bringing a cockroach picture to a debate. This is why your show is falling off, bro. This is why many people are leaving. This is why Dr. Reggie is gone. This is why Jabari barely come over there. This is why Tazaric is doing his own thing. And you got these two goddamn SVDL rejects leading the way. Two dumbass niggas that get in front of the community, somebody gonna kill people and kill kids. But you don't want to talk about that, do you? Oh, well, he apologized. No, that don't cut it, bro. That don't cut it. This nigga's holding something over your head. Remember, he's running around talking about he's going to expose the email of your wife sleeping with a dog. He said it, not me, so you can't get mad at me. He talked about your wife, mama, children, all that shit. He's going to rape kids, and you got this nigga in front of you, and I keep telling you, and you just blow it off? You know different than Chris Harris. When Chris says, oh, I just kind of blew it off when I seen Solar on the train. And then he goes to say, well, I thought Solar was done with these type of activities. Here, I can replay Chris Harris' video, but tomorrow, Judah, this going to be for you. It's going to be on your information, though. Because Sarnetta evidently has deaf ears and blind eyes not to see that this nigga is a liability. And the minute he don't get his way, that nigga going to turn on you. Don't you fucking come over here asking me for fucking help, nigga. We don't want to hear you on the pod running around the goddamn community trying to talk shit. Because that's all she do. She beef and war with men all over the fucking community, blaming everybody for them goddamn pictures. Everybody. You lied today. Today ain't the goddamn 7th. First of all, the whack ass nigga, the debate was supposed to be on June 28th. But for some reason, Judas is out the blue, changed the date to the 7th. Well, goddamn it, tomorrow's the 7th. And guess what? You did that shit on purpose to try to slander the Lions there and make like somebody running from this nigga. You know, goddamn well, that presentation was so fucking weak. He couldn't prove that Adam and Eve talked to a snake. He couldn't prove Noah was giving evidence of Noah building the ark. You couldn't tell me how Moses split the Red Sea. You can't tell us how a motherfucker slept in a well for 3 days, you dumbass nigga. None of these prophecies. Here, let me read you a couple of them, you dumbass nigga. Because you sitting up here trolling my page right now like you did something. You better be happy that what they did was change the date. Today is the 6th, Sarnetta. When we set up debates with that nigga in Japan, we always set it up with the American date. You know that. And plus, you had a show with OTK today, scheduled for that time. So this is how I know you was trying to do some more flip-flop bullshit, nigga. But where everybody see through that, everybody know what you doing over there. This nigga Judah got something over you. How can you be the godfather of the community and you let this guy up and he talking about killing kids? Let me have said some shit like that, nigga. You be making 5 and 6, 10 videos. Let me have said your wife. I got evidence of your wife sleeping with a dog. You probably would have never let me ever come on there again in your life. But for some reason, this nigga get to keep doing it. Yeah, he got some over your head, bro. He got some over your head. You forgive him for that, Sarnetta? You forgive him, Sarnetta, for asking the Pasha die for a picture of your daughter. Remember when she walked by? You remember that, right? By accident? We know that was accident. Judah wanted asking the Pa for the picture. Yeah. I bet you won't get on here and dress that. I'll call you right now. I bet you won't get up here. Because I know you watching and listening. You and the Pa. You want to try to talk shit like I did something wrong because I told her to shut the fuck up sometime? I didn't say it on your show. I said it on my platform. She needs to shut the fuck up sometime. She needs to stop interrupting people. She needs to stop whining and making everything about her. That's why Reggie ain't over there. You lost all your good soldiers. Now you got these two idiots that run around in the community, got videos out, telling they'll kill everybody. That they'll kill everybody. But you okay with that, huh? But you mad at JJ because I told her she needs to shut the fuck up sometime. But you ain't mad at Judah Natters for threatening to kill Queen's Throne's kid, and her whole family. You ain't mad that he putting out shit about your wife. But he comes to JJ, oh, you disrespect my wife, right? Because you told her that she needs to shut the fuck up sometime. Where's your priorities? That nigga got something over your head, don't he? Because there's no way in God's green earth you will let this dude get away with that shit and have him up there. For a fucking debate? Where's integrity? Where's the respect? So I'm going to do a whole series of how he been disrespecting you, how your wife been disrespecting you, and you think I'm the bad guy? You that jealous of the Lions Den as much as we done brung people over there? Your music come from the Lions Den. Neo Love and that goddamn LV Europa. We ran that nigga out the den. He tried to steal our brand. And if it wasn't for me, my idea of coming up that tournament, that would have never manifested, nigga. So yeah, I removed myself from your platform, dude. I'd rather be over here on our shit, presenting real information. You had a guy come up here with a PowerPoint with a goddamn cockroach. That's all the information. And then he only went on for 10 minutes. That was his PowerPoint? And he swear he did something. You didn't teach us anything. You didn't prove that a man could be in the well for 3 days. You didn't prove none of that. What about some of these prophecies? Here, let me give you something to think about before I get off the air. Let me give you something. Cause you definitely, I'm telling you, bro, that presentation was so weak, and he was sitting up there proud like he really did something, y'all. And then he goes to use Taharka. Yeah, see, Taharka was in the Bible. Well, guess what? New York is real. Does that mean Spider-Man real? So they include a real person? No, we're talking about the main narrative from when Adam sinned all the way to Jesus Christ for redemption. All the stuff that's supposed to happen in between with your major people. You can't prove none of that shit. You know it. All that shit is allegory and esoteric meanings. Autonomous ancestors. Autonomous, however you pronounce it. Hold up, man. Let me give this damn idiot something to think about. This is the state of conscious community where you got bozos up there with fake, false information. They get to go say all kind of horrific things about your wife, Sarnetta. And all I just say, wait, you know, she needs to shut the fuck up sometime. Oh, you disrespect my wife. But she running around talking about I sexually assault her. I ain't never met her in my goddamn life. Don't want to meet her. Don't want them demons jumping off on me. You were talking about, yo, well, I wouldn't say nothing about your wife. Man, your wife is the main one that's debating men and is out here being disrespectful, out here lying on people. I ain't the first person she lied on. Hell, she said 10 to 15 people put them pictures out at first. Then you got this damn dumbass nigga up here talking about he killing women and children, and you don't even say shit. Goddamn right out my foot on your neck, nigga. You gonna call me to fucking go to war, and then here come your wife in the goddamn way, kumbaya with these damn enablers. You didn't hear Chris Harris? He said, I thought Solar was done with these type of actions. That means that nigga knew. That means Domo knew. Anon and the rest of them. Hold up, man. Let me get this dumb ass nigga something. Like I said, nigga, how you gonna go to Taharka? Nigga, you hate Africans. You hate Egypt. You call black Africans monkeys. But when I brought that up the other day that he do that, Sarnetta said, oh man, we ain't talking about that. This nigga holds something over your head, bro. I don't know if that email, because remember, he threatened to put that out there. Are you serious, bro? Now you got dumbass Devion and goddamn Jeremiah's up there. Nobody want to see them weak ass niggas. Wasn't nobody excited about Judah Nazar's debate? Are you serious? Let me read y'all something real quick. So this dude, maybe next time you try this, you prove this shit. I'm gonna get you tomorrow. I'm gonna get you tomorrow, buddy. Look at this. Destruction of Tyree. This is what we want to hear. We don't want to hear about Taharka. He has nothing to do with the biblical narrative besides the Israelites supposedly went and asked him for help against a common enemy. Supposedly. We talking about Adam. Let me tell you the people we want to hear about, bro. Because you thought you did something, man. I guarantee you. And then y'all gonna put the debate a day early and then get up there and lie? Y'all knows he was promoting. He wasn't even promoting this debate today for the last couple of days. He was promoting OTK, open and knowledge, coming on talking about abos versus afros. And when I know why the show didn't go on today, because his computer is messed up. You don't think I keep my ear to the streets? You don't think I talk to these people? So what he do? You hurry up and get Judah up there and try to act like King Self is running, nigga. You's a goddamn lie. You even said, well, ain't Monday the 7th? You goddamn right. Today is Sunday. We don't never go by no goddamn Japanese time, nigga. We live in America. We didn't run out the country. We didn't get ran out of our city or state like this bitch ass nigga did. You ever notice you don't see this guy walking down the street in Japan? You ever notice you don't see him out to eat? You ever notice you don't see him at the ball game? You don't see him outside of that fucking goddamn 5x5 dojo he live in. Hold up, man. The nigga's an agent, bro. Yep. Let me see. Okay. Let's see. Where is it at? Yeah, we want to see. Hey, prove that Joshua blew some goddamn horns and trumpets and flutes, nigga, to tear down the walls of Jericho. You can't prove that. You can't. We can start there, nigga. Start right there. Do a presentation showing the archaeological evidence that this shit happened. And you can't. You know why? Because the archaeological evidence for Jericho suggests that the city was destroyed around 1550 BC during the late Bronze Age. However, the biblical account of Joshua's conquest is often dated to 14 to 1200 BC. Nigga, I would have drugged you, and King Seth would have drugged you. But these niggas try to be slick and make the debate a day early. Because they knew he was going to get drugged. Y'all see this PowerPoint? The nigga brought a roach to the debate. Had my name in the debate. Kept mentioning me in the Lions Den. Nigga, you ain't debating me because you already ran from me. You're a fucking clown, bro. And Sarnetta got him up there. This guy is up there. Look, as soon as he get mad, he gonna threaten to kill your kids. He want to connect Sarnetta's daughter's picture and shit. Want to talk shit about Nepal and her family, taking pictures of her and calling all kind of crazy shit. Nigga, who disrespected her first? Who disrespected her more? All I did was tell her, shut the fuck up. And I didn't even say it on your show, nigga. I can say what the fuck I want on my show. But you got her leading you to keep me and you at odds. Because she jealous. She been, ever since you said HOK GOAT, they been jealous, all of them. Y'all ride all of them. Now, here go a challenge to these dumbass niggas. Tell them niggas to prove they bloodline Israelites. And oh, you make them say they goddamn converts. That's what you do. You ain't teaching shit over there, but it's a bunch of buffoonery. Keeping us divided, nigga. What you doing for us? And get your hand out. Nigga, I donate to your channel. When you gonna ever donate over here, nigga? I ain't seen you donate to nobody's fucking channel. It's all about you. Separating from your goddamn bitch ass nigga. Wicked ass nigga. You got this damn wicked. I'm holding you responsible. I'm holding you responsible. Got this nigga up here, and you ain't. I don't give a damn about a debate. What about the safety of children and women that he trying to kill? What about the pot talking about she'll kill everybody? These are two unstable motherfuckers. Then you want to get mad when somebody address her, and she run around the community, got you arguing with people 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Niggas forget the ones who had their fucking back and help contribute to your goddamn show. What the fuck is Judah not to contribute? Besides Devion and fucking the racist goddamn Hispanic motherfucker named Jeremiah, who call us goddamn black Canaanite dogs. Well, I forgot you, all 3 of y'all from them fucking islands. Don't even think you're black. You, Nepal, and Judah. 3 peas in the same fucking pot. Nigga, you a goddamn joke, bro. I don't respect you no more. I don't even want to be a part of your HOK. I don't give a damn if I ever go back over there. But if I see some bullshit information, I'm going to address it. All you niggas good for is doxing people and fucking keeping up shit. Yeah, go after Gilbert Arenas and tell them about such and such and such and such. Nigga, grow the fuck up. Godfathers don't do that shit. Let me, hold up. Yeah, I'm going to get that nigga tomorrow. You can't prove shit. And he up there sitting up there acting like he did something. That shit was trash, bro. That was your presentation? Why it only lasted 10 minutes? That's all the information you had? So now you gotta be ashamed of yourself, man. You done lost all your good people. You got these goddamn SVDL rejects up there running your shit. You a joke, bro. Look. There is no direct archaeological evidence or definitive proof that the existence of the prophet Elijah. Can you prove that, Judah? You can't. Can't prove none of this, bro. How about this one? The Bible portrays Samuel as a significant figure in the Old Testament, serving as a prophet, priest, and judge. Here are some of the actions and roles attributed to Samuel, which they can't prove. Where's that one? Where's that one I got? Talking about the drought. Hold up, let me see. Yeah, hold up. Look at this, y'all. While there is no direct, okay, watch this. Okay, King Ahab and Queen Jezebel. Is this the King Ahab and Queen Jezebel mentioned in the biblical account of Elijah's life? It's they talking about this drought, right? Archaeological evidence says that there is no significant drought in the region during the 9th century BCE. Judah, prove that shit. That's what we're trying to. That's what the debate was supposed to be about. Things is happening that's tied to these people's names that's part of the biblical narrative. You know, you got Adam and Eve. What can you prove? They talk to a goddamn snake. You got Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph. This is the ones we're talking about. This fool went to Taharka because he know he can't prove none of these people. Moses, this is what you supposed to be doing, you goddamn idiot. You didn't prove Joshua goddamn blew some goddamn flutes and tore the damn walls of Jericho down. Can you prove David fought a giant? Where's that at? Where's the Solomon temple at, nigga? Prove he existed. You ain't talking about Elijah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Noah, Abel, Cain, Ruth, Esther, Jesus, John, Peter, Matt, none of them. Your stupid ass went to goddamn Taharka in a fucking stone tablet. That's not how you prove it, sir. We want to know how this man, Jonah, slept in the well for 3 goddamn days. You can't prove none of that. So no, you didn't do anything but make an ass clown of yourself, and you're making an ass clown out of Nepal, and Judah's making an ass clown out of you, Sarnetta. And if none of your close circle will tell you, I'll tell you. Because at one point we was considered kind of close associates behind the scenes, nigga. So with that being said, Kareem, let's get up out of here with one of our songs, man. They don't want no smoke with us for real. And nigga so happy. Hey, I chose not to be over there. I left Judah Nazareth. And nigga, like I say, bro, you are already, we got receipts, so you have already ran from me. Oh, the Lions Den is over. It's toward night. No, bro, you'll be over there in your wife's panties on your head tomorrow, nigga. Creaming and cussing and threatening to kill innocent children and innocent women. But I hope you know, did you see her video? She practicing shooting. So you step to her, and she got people who got her back. There's a lot of people in the United States that ain't too happy with you, sir. And you dumb enough to tell us when you coming here? You gotta make it off the plane and make it to where you're supposed to be getting your weapon. Who's to say you even gonna make it there, nigga? As many enemies as you made. Threatening people, kids and shit. Man, this dude's done. So now your channel's a joke, a hoax, and it's been compromised. And you are not the godfather of consciousness. With that being said, I'm done for today. Can you please get the song? I say what I have to say. Yeah, man. I don't like no fake shit, son. I don't like that. You don't ever call me talking about we finna go in, and then guess what? You put me and you generals, and now we didn't let her come and take over. I guess she the admiral or the president or something. You niggas put me in the back for Taz and all these won't let us go in on the motherfuckers that need to be going on as far as with holding them accountable. Oh, well, Judah Nazareth apologize for killing kids, y'all. That'd be fucked up. You got me fucked up. Then your wife going around. You goddamn right I'ma say it. You goddamn right I'ma tell. Nepal, Nepal, I ain't never seen you in my fucking life. So for you to run around talking about I sexually assaulted you, you wicked. And this ain't the second time you try to lie on me. And I ain't the first man. There's a bunch of other confessions out there. And son of your dumb ass don't see what the fuck she doing. Yeah. Okay. I'm talking about respect her. How are we gonna respect her? She don't even respect you. She don't even respect your platform. She don't even respect your platform. Do she? Answer that, Sarnetta. Does she respect your platform? You know you want to say no. You told me you tired of her doing that stupid ass shit. It's all on live on videos. That shit's dysfunctional over there, bro. Let me call Kareem so we can get up out of here, man. I'm just keeping the 7,000 with you, bro. It won't make or break me if I ever go over there again. Trust and believe that. It won't make or break me, bro. Cause see, I'm not a yes man. I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear. Them other niggas they ain't gonna tell you shit. So I told that dumbass nigga Judah when he was up there threatening to kill Queen's throwing her. I said, bro, you need to, bro. It's on tape. I said, bro, you need to chill out with all that, bro. You supposed to be a priest. How you a priest? Ain't nobody anointed you to be no goddamn priest, but you calling yourself a priest and you acting like this? And you know what he told me? I'll kill you too, motherfucker. I'm like, wow. Okay. This dude's mentally ill and don't need to be in the front of the camera trying to call himself a priest or teach anything. And all you niggas is over there sitting there listening to you, Judah. They just waiting for you to crash out. That's the only thing they're over there for, because you don't teach them anything. That was your PowerPoint? That was trash. The crazy part, where was you at MK and DZ 904? Where y'all, this was your perfect opportunity to attack the dumb nigga on his information with the Bible. Any other time you niggas up there going against him, but for some reason, he must have paid you. Judah must have paid you to keep everybody off of there except the weak ones. Then after the show, Sarnetta got the Israelites arguing with each other. See, man, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Let me call Karima. Come on, man. The House of Cons, House of Clowns, whatever you want to call it, bro, that shit has fallen. It don't hold the prestige anymore. You know? The name don't carry any weight like that in the conscious community anymore, sir. It don't. I was trying to help you bring it back to that. Bringing people like a new Kakarot and an indigenous black man is bringing out real information. You don't want that. You want a clown show over there. You want Nepal versus everybody, but she ain't gonna get in the ring with nobody, especially outside that goddamn spot you got over there. Cause you know she know you can't hold her hands on the road. Same with Judah Nash. You holding both of them niggas' name. Both of them are liars. You see? Yeah. Both of them are liars. And they cut from the same cloth. Anytime two goddamn niggas get in front of you talking about they gonna kill everybody, kill kids, kill themselves, those are two unstable individuals. I'm disappointed in you more than anything. For real. Let me call Karima. Let's see. Okay, let me call Kareem. Let's see. Yeah, bro, you fell off, man. And I told him, I told her what she said. Well, you told her to shut the fuck up. No, I didn't. On my page, that justify her for running around lying to people, telling me I sexually assaulted her and I'm sending out her porn. That's what she said. I'm sending out her porn and I sexually assaulted her. You goddamn right I'm pissed off. That's the second time this witch done lied on me. Yeah, she a witch. Doing this wicked ass shit. If you don't want to tell her, I'll tell her. I ain't gotta bite my tongue. She ain't giving me nothing. She ain't got me under the goddamn spell like she got you, blind. She don't give a fuck about you. or your goddamn platform, sir. And the minute she get another opportunity, don't you think she ghost? The minute she get an opportunity, how come when she started on that reality stars TV show, she didn't say not a goddamn thing about you or your brand, nigga? She should have been saying something every fucking minute. Oh yeah, at the HOK. Yeah, we study the books and yeah, at the H. She should have been saying that every minute, nigga. You serious? It's okay. I'm gonna remind you. I'm gonna show you all the fuck shit that Judah Nazareth said about you and her. And then I'm gonna show all the fuck shit that y'all been saying about him. Y'all three of you motherfuckers dysfunctional. And you wanna point the finger at somebody who ain't even been in all that with y'all? Niggas got a fucking problem, man. There you go. Let me go get Kareem. Hold up. Let me go get Kareem. Yeah, I'm disgusted, man. How you gonna try to talk shit about Solar Mind and you got another deviant on here who fucking sitting up here talking about he want to kill kids and women? Kill them. Kill them. And then your co-host doing the same thing. Talking about she'll kill all you MFers. And all she do is go out and get you fighting with everybody. Get you fighting with Killer Priest. Get you fighting with Garfield. Get you fighting with Unc. Get you fighting with Reggie. Get you fighting with us over here. Get you fighting with Judah when she get mad at him. How much more is you gonna figure out that she's not a best interest for your brand? She's a liability, just like Judah is. The same nigga that said put out that bullshit. Talking about he got information of her sleeping with dogs, and you got this nigga up here like he just been cool with you the whole fucking time. That's fucked up, bro. You really don't. You really got your priorities fucked up, bro. And then you got Jeremiah's up here for the fuck lame, dry, boring fucking debate that put us to sleep. The same guy that was talking shit about you when Judah get mad. Him and Devion and his whole peanut gallery. Yep. He got something over your head, bro. I wouldn't let nobody blackmail me. You just do what you got to do. Just do what you got to do. Hold up. Okay, let me see. So that information on the Boule, I don't know if we don't really get to talk about it, but got some important stuff. People get killed for just talking about it, man. Ain't that crazy? Yeah. Well, so it must be some bullshit. I guess I'm risking myself just talking about it. I guess if I don't talk about it on a regular, they might not come for me. But it needs to be heard. See? Hold up. Let's see. Hold up, y'all. Yeah, man, I'm sick of these platforms, man. I'm staying right at home. Right at home. Right at home. Don't call me too much from now. None of that shit. When the motherfucker turn on your ass, don't call me at all. Please, don't call me. When she snap out on you and go run off and steal the energy and talk about you like a dog, nobody wants to hear it. Because you've been warned several times, man. Always trying to make like she the victim. She the main one keeping up shit. Look, she was all on my page talking about she gonna drag me. You can't drag me no information. You're too dumb. Drag me? Are you serious? You call yourself calling me out there when I show up like Candyman. You ran twice. Then you start trolling me, stalking me over there when I was doing the show twice. You and her both come over there following me. Pretending like you want to set up a debate. Man, get the hell up out of here. No goddamn well. She ain't ready for me. Kareem, I don't know what she. Hold up, y'all. I was trying to find one more article. But I can't find it. It's crazy. Okay. I don't like dry, dead air. Let me call Kareem. Dumbass, you can't prove none of that shit. I mean, that was a joke. This nigga got to talk about Egypt. Hey, look, see, Taharka's a real person. That don't have anything to do with your biblical narrative and all the stuff, the prophecies and all the stuff that these so-called the main characters are supposed to done, sir. Talking donkeys and all that type of shit. Jesus walking on water. Jesus feeding 5,000 people with 2 fish. Adam and Eve talking to a snake. Jonah in a goddamn well for 3 days. You can't prove none of the Exodus, none of that shit. That's why Anon ran from that debate. You can't prove none of that shit. You can't prove that they was in the wilderness for 40 years. You can't prove none of that, sir. You will get slapped around. You know it. This is why they try to do the debate a day late. I mean, a day early. And try to paint some kind of narrative like somebody running, the kittens in the den and all this old weird shit. Next week, they'll be talking about each other. That shit ain't gonna last long, I guarantee you. Then they be talking about each other mamas and all that type of shit. Judah be posting pictures of Napa and her mom in their private life. All that shit. I ain't never did no shit like that. They don't try to make it like she just got so totally disrespected. I told her to shut the fuck up, just like you do. But I ain't tell her on your show. I said she needs to shut the fuck up sometime. You ruin the show. You take a poll over there and ask the people, do Nepal fuck up the show? I guarantee you the vote gonna be 79%. The goddamn 21%. You know it, I know it, and everybody, and all the people that left. I'm just speaking facts, bro. Oh, JJ over there talking about me, Sonetta. What are you gonna do? Be sending you on fucking missions. Turning you against people that you've been dealing with for years before she even came in the fucking picture. Shit is that, man? You up here warning about 7 or 8 different platforms. Let me call Kareem. Hold up.
Playing with y'all, pseudo killer. Pseudo killer. Pseudo killer. Killing you, and I'm coming for your head. Pulling niggas up, kind of blood for the pseudo shit they said. Ain't no running, nigga, I'm gonna pull your head. I'm a boogeyman to the slows, I'm gonna leave these big bad pseudo killers. Pseudo killers. Pseudo killers. Pseudo killers. Kind of long this talking, niggas run them mouth. Big chest on platform, big voice so clout. Niggas ain't doing nothing, only scream and shout. If some brothers round here, yo, I'ma knock his ass out. Pseudo killers. Pseudo killers. Pseudo killers. Ain't no more running, you heard what he said. Social reference scholarship, leaves him no dead. 7,000 lions coming out the tunnel, coming off that top rope. King of the world, fill up in the world. It's scholarships in the world. Then you can rally running with the serial killers. Hey, now you cool. Torn nice, killer, heard 3 miles from biological code. Killers. I'm a soul killer, and I'm killing your head. All the niggas are caught up for the soul shit that they said. I'm a soul killer. Ain't no rhythm, nigga, cutting through your head. I'm a boogeyman to these shows. I'm a lead deep, quick, soul killer. Killer. Soul killer.
Yep. Pseudo killer. That's what I am. You know? Hold on for a minute. Oh, there she go back and play. I didn't even see. I was looking at the comments.
I want you and that young man to tie that knot. I'm gonna pray for you. And I want you to hold on to God's unchanging hand, because he helped Joshua fight the battle of Jericho. Yes.
It's the old
He helped Daniel get out the lion's den. He helped Gilligan get off the island.
Let me get straight to the business. Yeah. Got them lions in the building. Yeah. Why you lying to the children? Yeah. Why you lying to the children? Yeah. RIGHTEOUN. Man, you know I've been to bed. Man, they know they no contest. Yahuwah, he do the bled. We will not see you tomorrow. Cause you cannot go to thought. All the sons and all the daughters. Standing hard with big manodas. But my son, he made me Taurus. On that line, I'm still a Taurus. Karate kicking Chuck Norris, 4-5 on my waist. If he started, will not hesitate to get retarded. Oh lordy, he ain't got a PowerPoint, he farted. He's running to the hills like a Philistine. G-Hawk hitting Hamites with the guillotine. Situation turned up with the ratchet team. JJ 7000 to the bait lead. I know them haters gon' hate me, but he won't debate me. Pistol off safety. He respond, come wake me. If I don't get up, nigga shake me. If he don't show up, then he fake G. I touch down and make these nigga nuts hate me. Dear brother. Ballin' and crawling all the way from H-Time. Let me get straight to the business. Man, them lions in the building. Why you lying to them children? Why you lying to them children? You gon' cry, you gon' get it. Me, I'm like a frog, nigga, ribbit. Of course, it's in the spirit. I just got the Porsche, she can steer it. Michael got the raw, Shaq and Willie. Lamborghini doors, you better not spill it. Mama's high, say I'm more than just a villain. Mama's cry, I'm dope and wide for her children. Suicide, immortalized as the realest, yeah. Death by cop, black suicide. Let me get straight to the business. Got them lions in the building. Why you lying to them children? Yeah. Why you lying to them children? Yeah. RIGHTEOUN. Man, you know I've been there. Man, they know they no contest.